boy Alfie D in the place to be is Streets Talk Podcast. Back here this week with Sunday's Dinner. Got my co-host with me today,
Dr. Barber, you know it.
And we got some
What's up, y'all?
What up? We got special guests here today. We search the internet and we look for a lot of I'm going to say the unsung heroes, the unknown to y'all but known to us. This young lady that we have here today is a legendary filmmaker here in Baltimore. I don't want to just put a roof on her and saying just here in Baltimore. Sky's the limit. But she's been here doing this about 13 years, an author with 5 books.
Yes.
5 books, but 3 films, about 3-4 films.
A little more, but yeah. More, but no,
I don't mean to short you, my bad, Yeah, you don't be humble. Just go ahead, what we say, drag. Just go ahead, drag. And she done spoken word, radio. And there's a lot of more other accolades. If I keep on going, I'm gonna have to drink some of this water. I'm gonna get a little parched. But we have Miss Teresa Davis here today.
Hey.
And we have, there you go, Miss Teresa Davis in the building today.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. And then also we have here today with her, it's going to be a co-producer. And tell everybody your name, sir.
James Pope, James Media Pope on social media. On all social media, Facebook, Instagram, the James Pope,
That's
co-producer.
JP in the house, y'all.
For 2 of them, several films. One was Julie a Big Mistake, now Kicking Indoors, co-producing on that. So it's an honor to work beside greatness and a pleasure for y'all having us.
No problem. We'd love for y'all to be here. We're glad. And we're going to get a little bit about that Kicking the Doors. But we're going to start off a little bit. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself? What gave you the audacity to think that you can just come in Baltimore and they probably be like, who is this lady? Want to start filming in the city and start talking about things that's going on in the city that a lot of other people don't want to know what's going on here in the city.
I just walked up and started filming people and asking that they want to be in it. And they're like, who are you? I'm like, Teresa Davis, baby. It's Teresa. I'm so excited about my city. I'm excited about Baltimore. I'm excited about making a change, also making people think. That is my whole thing. I want to do like Tupac, if you will. I want to spark the mind. I can give you drama. I can give you the Cardinal movies. I can do all that easily. But can I make you think? So I want to talk about recovery. I want to talk about the absence of both parents, not only just the one parent or the male or the female figure, but both parents, and how people turn out. And maybe to be able to make a U-turn. I want to talk about the opiate use here that is taking over in Baltimore City. We want to show with this particular project, the Kicking Doors, we want to talk about the relationships between the police and the civilians, not the affiliated being, I'm talking about the gang related. I want to talk about just the civilians and what we go through, watching the police not police each other, if you will. Yeah, exactly. The show covers a lot.
Okay, and that's great because you're saying, police not policing each other, but, in the same sense, they want us to do the things that they're not willing to do, as though, they ask us to, hey, tell on your friend, things like that, but they got a code of blue that they don't tell on each other. So I'm glad that y'all touching on that subject as well. So what was your first film?
My first film was myself and my son and my daughter-in-law.
Okay.
It was called, we didn't name it. It was called a short film. It was just a short film. We just threw it together.
Okay.
And I wrote it really quick with some paper, a notebook, and we just went over our lines. My son actually played my husband in the movie. Okay. And my daughter-in-law played his aunt.
Okay.
And we never did anything that was crazy, but it just was showing the relationship. Okay. In that particular movie I wrote, it was a husband and wife, and they weren't getting along, and she ended up ultimately shooting him. Okay. And her aunt, his aunt was where he had to go live when I put him out. Okay. And it showed his aunt, which was really his wife, putting him through all this drama to stay there. Okay. It was just a fun movie. And the next thing you know, I was like, hey, I can do this. And I did my book called Ghetto Mission Uncut, one of my first novels, and that I wrote about from Baltimore. Some Baltimore-based stuff. Okay. Things I kind of made up fictitiously. And that turned out pretty good, but we haven't brought it out yet. some good stuff under my belt.
So let me ask you this, because you sound real creative. Are you the only child? You grew up the only child?
Nah, I'm the only nuisance of the family.
Okay.
I got a sister that's 13 months older than me.
Okay.
I got a brother who's got me by I think it's 2 years or some months. The stories that I did come up with for some of my books. One of my books is called
Okay.
It's about recovery.
Okay.
Recovery. It's kind of self-explanatory though.
Yeah.
This young guy, he's a handsome guy, and he's very charismatic, and he goes to prison.
Okay.
And he was on drugs when he went, but you know, if you preserve yourself in jail and don't use, you start looking really good again. And things, they came home looking fly as ever, and he met this mediocre looking type of woman.
Okay.
And her self-esteem was low, and he did his little mojo. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And then slowly he started using again, and so that's why I named it Dope Dick, because the things that happen.
And it's funny, you know, we use that term a whole lot, you know, and you know, they I don't really get too much, but we use that term a lot because a lot of, you know, they fall in love.
Yeah.
And they get blinded.
Yeah.
You know?
And a lot of stuff come with that. You know, darkness come with that. A lot of cardinal things that he was doing, and he got exposed. When you use somebody, you think you're using somebody, but you end up being used.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get the book away, but that was a good one I wrote. And I wrote another one that was called Hysterectomy of the Hood, meaning to take away.
Okay.
So I write about a lot of recovery.
Okay.
I write about drug use, murder, sex, and drugs. But I always had a full circle to it.
Okay.
It's like I was want to teach. I was like, want to hide stuff in between the movie.
Okay.
And, you know, you want to learn something too.
Exactly.
But I also love to entertain.
You can these books.
You can find all my novels on Kindle and your Amazon. And the back of my truck, whenever you see me, just weigh me down. I'm still doing my Master P thing, you know.
There you go.
Hey,
right.
That's the best way to do it. Always hustling.
Yeah.
And about the movies, how long does it take to put together a small skit like that? What goes into that?
So it could be long, it could be short. What we did with Kicking Indoors, we've been working on it for 2 years. The pandemic came and put us back a year, but I don't want to say back because I say it gave us time to create.
Right.
We took that year when we had that big pandemic, you know, everybody was going crazy.
Yeah.
We took time to think, create, to even buy our props, you know, getting those, looking at this place, you understand you had to get all that stuff, and we props in place, and then we took back up the next year and started filming. So we've been doing it for like 2 years.
You stayed working continuously, you know.
And I got this great co-host.
It's a lot of attributes to filming. You know what I'm saying?
I can believe there's a lot. I mean,
so it ain't just getting behind the camera and saying, I'm going to go shoot something.
Yeah.
You got to get props in order. You know what I mean? You have to. The pandemic was an opportunity not to just lay low, but to strategize and to get things in order. So I didn't take it as a setback or a dilemma. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people started creating podcasts in the middle of the pandemic because they were stuck in the house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So while you're stuck in the house and you can't go outside, let me use this time and opportunity to, you know, do other things.
Exactly.
So you can get above the ball. So whenever this does open back up, you can say, all right, damn, I'm glad I did all this and that. Because now I'm ready. I got all my ducks in a row.
Yep.
So now we gotta do is go out there. And the filming part is like that's one attribute. You know what I'm saying? So
that is so much fun.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
Exactly. So what gave you the ideas on, instead of like, you know, you can go out and just shoot, you know, any random hood movies, or they want to call what they call like B movies, but what made you want to start digging into the nitty gritty of what goes on here in Baltimore City? Because we didn't see, I mean, The Wire, things like that. You know, they touched on a lot of things, but it was a lot of stuff. It wasn't. It was a lot of stuff was fictional. So what made you want to start actually digging into the things that we go through here in life?
Well, I said sitting on my front steps.
Okay.
Because I grew up in the inner city. I grew up on the east side of Baltimore.
Okay.
And
East side?
Yeah, east side, baby.
I knew he was somebody. I knew somebody when you said that. I knew somebody was gonna say that. That's what's up, though.
You know what I mean?
I'm actually west side.
Oh,
we cover west side too.
Respect.
Salute.
Yeah, I'm actually west side forever.
We cover west side too.
Yeah.
North and Penn. Hey, you know, you gotta give us a badge of honor.
Yeah, that's
going
his
up there.
own city right there.
We got a mural on Druid Hill and Baker.
Okay.
for kicking the doors.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
the one over.
Yeah.
I actually seen that. I seen that online.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen it online. Yes.
So I was sitting on the steps and I was about 15. I
Okay.
just read. I know you guys know who this is. I just read Donald Bowen's books.
Yeah.
And his books was like they like shake you. They give you like a rumble inside. And I was
Uh-huh.
like, I could do this.
Okay.
You know. So I used to read his books. Then I started writing my own books. And then I said, I want to see my stuff on the canvas. I want to see my content on someone's table.
Okay.
I want to sign someone's book. I want them to be covered. So this one girl came to me one day and she said, I read your book and I'm in recovery and it's helping me. It's not a self-help type of book, but there are things that happen. And when things happen, you say, oh, you know what? This is what happened to her. I don't want this to happen to me. It's that kind of book.
I got you.
It's the Donald Goins kind of
It's
book.
a homegirl type of book.
Yeah.
Something else somebody else can relate to. And the reason why I asked, was you the only child? Because usually a person with a vivid imagination like that, usually like only kids and child things like that. Because me myself, I'm the only child. I mean, so my imagination, I will always be acting or doing storytelling, writing, things like that. You're your only friend, coming up. So you have to have a vivid imagination.
Yeah,
but it was the one that started you.
Oh my God. Well, he's a part of my life.
Yeah.
It's a part of my growing up. And not only that, my brother and my sister, they were really musical. I come from a musical family.
Okay.
We like movies, we like art. We just that type of family. So it was only fair that I watched them because they're older.
Yeah.
And so I was able to mix that with what I do. Like my brother played in Baltimore's Panama band.
Okay.
I'm not sure you guys know Panama band.
Yep.
And my sister, she played in the band too. She played in the all-girls band. And I was just in their way, getting on their nerves. So yeah. So I reached for what I wanted to do too.
And you learned a lot from, and what you reach for. What is this beautiful thing right here?
That is one of my precious awards. I'm so happy about this award. I got that in the Titan Arts Awards for Best Film Director over the entire DMV. So happy about that award since I got it.
The 2014 TAA Film Director of the Year, Teresa Davis.
A film? What film was there? A particular film that had to be submitted to win to be in contest? What film was that?
That film I submitted the short end for Devin. Is No Hands King Devin. Little boy got killed here in Big Bike Rider.
Yeah.
And I did the story on him, and it won a film festival as well. I won a film festival for the story, and then I won that for the story, me and my team. So, and then we were nominated 9 times for one of those things. So being nominated is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, somebody's
trying to get
looking
people
at
to
it.
understand that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like social media. You might have 2 people following you, but you don't know it's about a million people out there that's just watching you. They're not still watching. You never know who's watching. Yeah. So it's a great thing that that we see some positivity coming out our city, and also putting some good light on some of these things that's going on in the city, that City Hall and things like that, to start to turn a blind eye to. The only thing somebody they want to talk about is the squeegee kids, something that they just came here. They've been here since I know of the 80s. Maybe a little longer than that, but I remember since the 80s.
And they weren't always kids. It was adults doing it back then too.
Exactly. So, we have to have someone to get, put out that knowledge and let people know what's actually going on here in the city. It's not, all in the Harvard that's going here. It's not all this Baltimore Ravens and Orioles. It's every, you go 3 blocks north, 3 blocks west from downtown. Everything changes.
Gentrification by blocks.
Exactly. It's so funny when you talk about gentrification. I was in the White Block area. This was maybe a few years ago. It's maybe about 3:34 in the morning. Riding down, I see a lady, Caucasian lady, walking the dog, 4 o'clock in the morning. Murder Mall. I mean, come on, like,
she don't know what she.
I know. I'm not even like, I'm still riding. I roll my windows up somewhere. They don't know these kind of things.
They don't know where they're being placed.
Exactly.
Along with their displacing our people, and they place them there. They don't know until they know.
Exactly.
And it's too late.
It's too late.
You didn't bought a $300,000 house in a neighborhood where a home was $30,000. And the next block over, they're robbing people.
Exactly. So
good luck with that.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why we gotta, and we want to start, put a lot on, a light in the city on things, but we want to also try to help people that's out here in the city, that's going through certain things, or maybe they might see one of your movies and see their self inside of one of your movies and say, man, that's what I look like.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I was going through when I was in jail, you know, and things like that. So you never know, maybe one person you can help, that one person can, you know, might can go out and help 10 people.
Yeah.
And then 10 people can go out and help 30,000. So you never know.
You know that saying they got, if you got crabs in water and you boil the water, they're gonna just stay there and die.
Yeah.
But if you try to put them in that boiling water, they know that something ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because the atmosphere is different.
Yeah.
So just like what you just said about outside looking in, you know, that's a good thing about film. Art imitates life. We all agree on that, right?
Yeah.
So if art imitates life, a film can only give you a portion of the reality, but we try to give you as much as we can by going into trenches and beating real people.
Oh yeah, we meet lots of real people.
There's actual drug addicts in this film.
Oh yeah.
You know, real dope fiends, for lack of better words. But it's the thing is, a lot of times when you in the midst of it, not saying that you don't see it or you don't understand what's going on, it's that you're in the middle of it.
Okay.
So if I can see it, if I can look at it on film and relate to it and see, you might see something yourself in that character.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's supposed to be, like you said, like she said earlier, spark the mind. It's supposed to give you a thought. And the whole purpose is, that's how you create change, by raising this awareness. You know what I mean? And you got to give them the gritty. Can't hold back on it. You got to give them the truth. What's really going on?
Exactly.
The murders, the overdoses.
We
You
talk
know
about
what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
So
there's one girl, she is a drug addict, and I really enjoy working with her. She wants change, and I can see when we film, I can see her change. It's not an overnight change. I'm not gonna sing a lot, but there's a change coming.
And that's a good thing, is because a lot of people do want to change, but they don't have. You can't go into people's neighborhoods and say, "Look here, you know, we want y'all to stop selling drugs and all that kind of thing." You got to come with a plan, and with that plan, you got to actually have something there for them. You know, if you want them to stop using drugs and things like that, give them jobs, bring all types of mental health around. You know, mental health. You know, therapists and things like that to help out, counseling, all that kind of. You can't just tell people to stop doing things, and that's what the problem here lies here in the city. And I'm glad that y'all putting a light on that, because now that you poking the bear, that bear got attacked. Now they got to do something. That bear got to do something. You got to react to that poke. And we're hoping that, you know, people start putting an eye on these things. And
it's been amazing because of the love that Baltimore has. This is the first time we ever did only Baltimore film.
Okay.
We filmed a lot of places. It's New York, Connecticut, DC. We could go on and on, but this is just a ballroom
North Carolina.
film. And they have shown us nothing but love, admiration, especially on North and Penn. It is, y'all know North and Penn is a jungle.
it's a show.
And they have welcomed us into their world. We give away T-shirts, we give away books up there, and they just like, they come around to the truck when we pull up, and they sign their paperwork, and they say, look, this is what I want to be in Miss Davis. They over there getting a shirt from him. You know, they welcome us into their world. Now, you have one or two who might have said, I don't know what y'all doing, but what is this? And they're angry.
And that's what I wanted to ask. How was the neighborhood? How they taking to you guys?
Kind of angry at first.
It's like this.
At first. And then the walls went down.
People.
Is it a small set or is it a big set? So imagine you come, you pull up. Is it 5 people? Is it 2 people?
It can start with one person.
What does it look like when y'all jump out the van?
You tell them.
You said,
listen,
we jumping out with a big camera.
We jump
out with these. We use these.
We jump out with phones. Not a big camera.
With the rig on it. We have our equipment with it.
Sometimes the camera can be intimidating to some people. You know what I mean?
People actually like this though. They
feel a little bit more comfortable. They can be more relaxed. But what I about it, when you go into these neighborhoods like that, if you're from that, these are people. They put their clothes on the same way we put our clothes on, and they can sense the genuineness. Look at you, it's like an aura you can give over. Oh, they real. They out here working. They don't even pay you no mind no more, or they want to be in it or be a part of it. It's like what he was saying earlier. You give them something to do. You want to be an actor here. You want to do something. You ain't idle. Your mind is not on doing this or doing that. We could say the time you use it to film, you could have been doing something to get you locked up. You know what I'm saying? or whatever.
So y'all got different sets over there?
Oh yeah, well, there's a backdrop is Penn and North, Cary and Cumberland. That's the backdrop of the film. A lot of scenes have been done there, and then a lot of scenes done over East, West. Not too much the South, but we touch on a little bit. But that's one of the staples. So when we come, they mad when we take too long to come back. Where you been at? Yo, where you been? I'm like, man, I'm working on the East Side too.
But this is a single movie.
Yeah, it's a series.
Series. Let me ask you something. So y'all doing entertainment, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah.
So absolutely. What 5 factors, 3 factors, whatever number it is, go into? I want to tackle all 5 of these when I'm putting together a production, right? I can imagine because we're teaching and we're entertaining. I don't know if I'm putting together a movie. How am I doing? What do you want to tackle? And then I say, okay, boom, now we got something. We can start moving forward to production, producing. What are those 5 things or 3 things?
First, you want to get the scheduling. You want to get the scheduling. That's one of the hardest things for me. The rest of it is easy for me. He'll tell you that. And that's to be crazy because it's easy for me, but scheduling is hard. You got to schedule, I got to schedule. It may be conflicting. Once you get that schedule down pat, boom. Then you get the props. You get the props together, what you're going to do that day, what we're going to use. Then the location is important. Location is everything.
Oh, man.
It's everything. Because you can make a location out of anything. The corner of the alley could be a location. You'd be surprised what a location is. Bus stop. You see that same bus stop in this movie. For instance, the movie Phone Booth. You like Phone Booth.
I like that.
That phone booth was a targeted situation, location. So so those things are important. My biggest thing was the scheduling. Hey, are you off? I'm not off on Friday, but hey, I can get you. It's tough trying to get everybody together and everybody on time. Now, for you, what would be for you?
Yeah, you touched on them. Scheduling, location is always key. Location is everything. Scheduling is everything because you got to get people to get together. Because each piece plays a significant role that ties together. Like if I say I schedule to do something, I need you to be there. If you don't show up, they say that term, one month you don't stop no show. Yes, it does. When it comes to filming,
what we do when people don't show up? Roll it back.
If somebody don't show up, it might have been somebody who came in there extra. Look, let me show you something, man. We're gonna step you up and put you in a position.
Just got bumped up.
Just got bumped up for another role. It
Next
happened,
man up
before.
like in football.
They had my ear. The back of my ear was in the movie one time.
Replacing somebody.
And we could not come to an agreement on my contract.
So this happened to me. One of my favorite shows was Person of Interest.
Oh yeah, Person of Interest.
So he goes up New York, creeps up there with a co-worker. Nobody knew. They asked me on the job, like, why y'all getting on, why y'all going to leave? And I'm like, no, whatever. Fast forward, we get up there, we walking. I see the girl, what was her name? They had the Doug, I forgot her name. She's a little German Shepherd. She was like towards the end of the surgery, starting to go off. I see her like, oh, so they stopped us. They filming at the phone booth right there on American Avenue, right there by Radio City Music Hall. And catch me and her walk across the street in the movie. And only one of my coworkers, I don't know if he's seen this enough, but one guy only watched that show. You man, right there, caught crossing the street. I said, oh man, I'm trying to creep off. Yeah, but they say look good, location.
Yeah. Man. One of my attributes, I believe that God gave me this gift because everything that I own, I possess comes from God. This gift that He gave me to be able to jump in and change things. Yeah. They're not going to go the way you always plan them. Yeah. And when I jump in, I'm thinking people talking, but I'm still here. I'm thinking, boom, 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 we're going to do this. Yeah. And I can be angry. Yeah. When I'm angry, I think even better. Oh, you think it's a game? Yeah. Okay, you ain't got no problem. I say, let's try. Thank you. He ain't coming.
She's like a football coach.
Let's roll. She's like a football coach. You sound shaky. Let's roll. Let's roll because you're playing with me. Yeah. You're gonna call me the exact time that we're filming. Hey, I ain't gonna make it. I figured it out.
Look, she be calling audibles out there. You know what I mean?
And that's what you need. You need that. Yeah. You need that chief out there that's going to like, all right, because there's some people like, all right, person don't show up today. Oh man, I'm gonna give you pull your hair out now. You got a whole head of gray, and 2 minutes later, like, No,
you
you
got
got
all clubbed up. No, we ain't gonna do that.
yeah, you always gotta have a plan and the plan and another plan. Like, you know, you got a plan A, plan B, and a plan C.
Right.
And I like for God to give it to me.
Yeah.
In that midst of that storm,
Uh-huh.
when He give it to me, that's when I got it. You can't come up to me and ask me what I'm gonna do, because I'm thinking, excuse me, what we gonna do? I got nobody to do my part against. I thought I studied all week. Did you know? Let me get this straight. Because God is trying to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
And when He feed it to me, that's why I turn around. Now we just had this conversation the other day. Now we are in a relationship.
Yeah.
We met years ago in Richmond because I like to film things. I like to get history, document stuff. So I was documenting some of the URL rapper stuff, you know, the rappers.
Yeah.
And he did vlogging. So I was just in the middle, 3 years of being divorced. So I walk up to him, I said, somebody sit right here, because I want to know, because my feet was for real. Somebody sit right here. He was like, no, you sit down. I'm like, okay.
Was that your pickup line?
No.
Just right now, we're mentally.
No, because I wasn't interested in him. And neither was he in me.
Right.
So I really wanted to sit right there. Real talk. Let's everybody sit right here. So there's two girls right there, pretty girls, I remember. And so they probably talking to him because they was kind of checking him out a little bit. You remember, right, babe?
Yeah.
And I was out like sitting right there, just chilling.
Right.
So my son was with me too. My son was like, my son and my other coworker I work with, and they was like, "You good sitting right here by yourself? Cause you know y'all time." I said, "I'm good." He was like, "Oh, she all right." You know, being a gentleman, he's quite a gentleman. And I was like, "Okay." So he actually took us back to our hotel room because we were staying not too far from there. My feet was already. I did not know the battles lasted that long.
Yeah.
My first time filming.
That's a work shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, my feet hurt.
It looks short on TV, but no.
You know, and he told me the rules that I couldn't film the audio, but I could take all the photos on them. But I'm ready to film everything. Ready to get put out, they put you out. I didn't know this. Over the years, we started filming, and I started being at the battles that he was at. They were all placed different places, like out of town, Texas, North Carolina. We would just fly, we'd meet up, and then my family would meet up. They're like, "He's a cool dude." I'm like, "Yeah, he's cool." So we talk on the phone all the time. So I said, "You got a girlfriend?" He's like, "No, you got a boyfriend?" I was like, "No, I don't mess with boys, but I ain't got no man."
Right.
And then I was like, I've been divorced for 3 years. He like, "I've been divorced for 2." I was like, "Well, all right." So we start talking. It took us a while, like a year or so. And then we start talking. And then I could tell he could act. I just knew it.
I don't know how, but
I could tell you can act too. I can tell you like film. I just know it.
I see. He's a guy.
But you can step in though. But
I've watched so many movies.
yeah.
I was the youngest in my family for a long time.
Yeah.
My sister told me.
He didn't watch Ali so much. I think he Ali.
You think he Ali? I love Ali.
All his parts. I know all his parts.
Yes. And that's how we met. And so he actually lives in Virginia because he was stationed there, and he never left. So he comes
Station
here.
as in military.
Military, yes.
Okay, thank you for your service, right?
Yes, thank you.
Not sarcastic.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it too because I always dated somebody who was serving time and not serving the country.
Right.
So thank you for your service. Thank you for your service.
You see, a mind always thinking.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to change that whole narrative. Yes. So he stepped aboard, and I was like, "Well, on this project, I would like you to be the co-producer." He was also on Julian Big Mistake, the co-producer. So
what? Which one?
Another series we did, 52 episode series called Julian Big Mistake.
Julian,
I'm sorry.
Julian, JULIANS.
Okay.
Julian.
And the state.
Big
mistake.
Mistake.
Big mistake.
And say that one more time. How many episodes again?
52.
52.
A year.
A whole year. 52 episodes.
Yes.
Wow.
And so he broke back and
Yes.
forth.
Is that a lot? I'm sorry. Is that a lot of work?
Yes.
Sounds like a lot. Because like an episode on TV is where they shrunk them down to 10.
Yeah.
It used to be 26.
The way we did with Julian Big Mistake was it was a series.
Like one a week.
It was before COVID.
Yeah.
It was pre-COVID.
Years
So-
before COVID.
You know, we would drop an episode. We would do filming, drop an episode every Monday.
Every Monday.
Every Monday we had one, boom, 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 for 52 weeks straight.
Yeah. And you know the pressure of dropping this every week. You know the pressure.
And doing other things.
You see my eyes going.
And working a job.
Mhm.
And she's doing hair. You know what I'm saying? And other things. You know what I'm
And they
saying?
say don't
That's
complain
a
until you
lot.
walk to another man's shoes.
I was trying to tell you. It was fun.
52 episodes.
Mhm. That's a
Content.
lot of Baltimore.
And some of the episodes were 20 minutes long.
Some almost 30 or
30, 40 minutes long.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of content in a week.
And we talk about autism, the story surrounding
Right.
a young boy who had autism.
Uh-huh.
I wrote the story. It's a little out there. The boy had autism. He was growing up, but his mind wasn't really growing up.
Okay.
And he wanted to be sexually active.
Right.
And his
An
uncle,
autism boy
Autistic, yes.
who understands.
we didn't understand it. He just knew his body was going through something.
But okay, but he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
The way I
okay.
put it, I'm trying to understand that he understands that something's going on down there.
Something's
Like we
going on.
did. We normal.
Right.
But he can't express it or
He
articulate
can't
it.
even
because he's
express
autistic.
it. What is that subject? Do you
He was
see it? Like, or do you just throw it in there? He's autistic, but just throw a little spice in there.
He
Let's
did
say,
something too.
he get his dick sucked.
He did everything.
But you think about it like what is the movie Maze?
Yeah,
And that
man.
was,
Oh,
Cher
yeah.
with her son.
Cher. With
Right.
Cher.
Yeah, so it was kind of like, well, not kind of like that, but it was the same thing. Like he
Yeah.
needed something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, his
wow.
uncle saw to it.
Yeah.
His uncle saw to
You know,
it
you
that
touch
he
your
get
age
it.
a little bit when you know that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mask was
Yeah.
Cher was
That was when
awesome.
Cher was young.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
good movie.
Lord, you ain't got to keep rubbing it in.
I like that movie.
Cher was
Because I love my
like
Instagram. Because Jason just said the other day, keep on having made a little post about me. He's talking about, yeah, everybody might think he young, he old.
Yeah, I like that. I like that concept, and it was we challenged ourselves.
Uh-huh.
We decided there would be no profanity in that movie, but there will be cardinal things happening,
Okay.
but no profanity, and we pulled it off.
Hold up, 52 episodes, no curses,
No
no
profanity.
shits,
No,
Like an after school
no
special.
son of a bee.
only word used was it I'm mad as hell at the dinner table, and ass came up.
Okay.
Stuff that you can say in front of your,
But this is
your
to the
parents.
audience who you talk
Yeah,
to, right?
Right, we
It's
just
not
want to try
necessary to curse, right?
Try to do something different.
Yeah.
All the actors found it crazy. They was stumbling at first. They was like, oh, okay, 52 weeks of that, no cussing. It got cardinal. Some of the scenes were very cardinal because the uncle was into some things in the streets.
Okay.
And the uncle was like, look, my nephew gonna get everything.
Right.
And he took to a street woman to do it for him. He paid for her to do it.
Mhm.
But the street woman ended up falling in love with the autism boy.
Get the hell, he was packing.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was he?
Get the hell
It
out.
started out.
It was a good movie. It was a good
Was the
episode.
actor autistic for real?
Nah,
Nah.
it's actually
It's an
really
actor.
smart.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's really smart.
It takes a smart dude to play.
You would think he was though.
For him to play
By
that,
watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, I can't even mark him. He gets into the autistic
Yeah.
character. One of the actresses who played my mother-in-law in the movie, she has autistic child, and she just loved the show.
Oh, okay.
I thought it would offend her. I asked her, "Are you okay with this being autism? Some things are going to happen." And I think it arose some questions between her and her husband about their son
Yeah.
because he's getting older now.
Uh-huh.
He just graduated, and he's smart little boy. And
They also
I think it touched on some things that they wondered about with their children. Because the little boy was getting angry when he couldn't go see the stripper or the street girl. He's like, I want, what is her name was?
Hold up, the stripper or the straight girl?
No,
That's a big.
she wasn't a stripper. She was
The street girl. I'm sorry.
The street girl.
The streetwalker,
Okay.
prostitute, if you will.
My cousin used to call them body girls. When he was a little kid, he ain't never knew what the prostitute. My mom used to say he used to sell a body like, so they body girls?
They body girls.
Yeah.
But he would get angry when that week he didn't get to see the girl.
Right.
Well, I want to see Blue.
I
Blue,
want to
Blue,
see
Blue.
this series. I didn't know.
Yeah.
And then another thing is like for you make a show like that, like do you go to people that's get like advice on being autistic or like how would they act inside I need you to be like this in the movie, or like your mindset, like it's kind of hard because if you don't never been around a person that's autistic.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he said he pulled from Rain Man.
Yeah, he pulled from Rain Man.
Wow.
Yeah, he did.
One
He pulled from Rain Man, and then I got
Not
him.
good movie.
Sometimes you're inspired by everybody.
Yeah.
Like she said, Donald Goins was her inspiration.
Uh-huh.
You said you had an inspiration as well, didn't you? Everybody got an inspiration to do what they do.
I always say I was gonna be the black Johnny Carson, and I was gonna be like a City Hall.
Yeah.
I always watched Johnny Carson as a kid.
Let's get this.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Well, I believe you because I love the show. Wait. I love the show. I want this picture.
Yeah. So on like this.
I love it.
Yeah.
But the lady I told you about who had a son, who has a son who has it. Her input was really nice sometimes. She played his mother in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And her input was really nice. I was scared sometimes of the things that I would have him do, because she's my good friend. She's older than me, and I was like, it's not gonna bother you, is it? She like, go into the movie. She said, I get popcorn. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I had that boy doing everything.
Was you beating her, or was you? She said she was embarrassed what she had the baby do.
Oh no,
you're talking about the
Smacking her up. What?
no. I was embarrassed about the things that the boy that played Rocky. Things Rocky. He would do this a lot, you know, and you know, I hate the movie.
I watched the movie.
Oh, okay, because I'm mad at this, as you can see. Right?
I
Is that also a book or just a movie?
It's a movie. It's a series.
Sounds like it'd be a good book as well.
Sound like a good
Yeah.
book.
But sometimes I was nervous about what I had. The scenes were. I was nervous to not offend her, because she has a son who is actually facing and working with autism all his life. That's the only thing I had a problem with that movie.
You say if you push her envelope and she get mad, don't you feel like I got something?
I just didn't want to offend her, but she liked it
She
though.
didn't get offended.
Because
She
they
was
bring
very
awareness.
understanding of
You gotta push the limit on
it. And
it.
she's in the movie herself.
And they'll bring awareness because, like you said, it brought a conversation between her and her husband about that, about their son, because you're probably not even thinking about it. Oh, he's thinking about sex.
Yeah, puberty happens to everybody.
Exactly, everybody.
Even the dog. The dog knows what he wants to do.
And it's so funny that you said it, because you'll see. I had it on my block. A couple of people, one up the street and down the street. They end up going to prom with each other, and then they end up having kids with each other.
See?
And they, we all went to school together. Kevin, I think it was Kevin and Faye and them down the street. Yep. And so they end up having kids together and everything. So you don't think about it. Like, I'm pretty sure her mother and his father, and they never thought about them going out getting married and kids and things like that. So that's
two blind people get married.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They get together and they don't know what each other look like.
Exactly. They just know what they feel about
know
that person.
what each other look like.
And
They
they heart.
felt each other up, and they got a good imagination.
On that Ray Charles.
Bob said they felt each other up.
I'm sure they know what it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you feel that trail on their skin.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
Ray Charles did that. The wrist. He said, "Oh, she fat."
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So I worked in customer service, and we helped a lot of people back and forth into their transportation. So when you blend your shoulder, a lot of times they'll grip you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Sometimes they'll feel you on, like, and I'm like, is they feeling me up, or they, but I guess they're trying to get to how they get to know you. Maybe that is true what he was saying about feeling the arms and stuff like that. So it's something about the touch or something. But they do it a lot. They grab the back of my arm, and I'm like, kind of tight right there. But
no offense to somebody who's impaired visually.
yeah, exactly. Then you got to find some kind of way that
Shouts out to the legally blind and unblind, y'all.
Yeah.
we all getting there.
They
When
sense of height,
you're a little older,
smells, and the touches.
and I work with a lot of them. And it's funny because I asked the question, like in this building that we're in right now, and you see them with the stick, and they're like, I asked, how do you get around this? The tap bounces off the walls, and they can tell how big the building is and things like that, and they count a lot of steps as well.
Wow.
And it's amazing. I never seen none of them miss their transportation going back and forth to work.
They know
exactly where to go. And had this one guy, he would say, "Take me, let me off at this door right here," and because he knew exactly when he get to his destination, he's going to let him off right there at the stairs. You know exactly how to go, because a lot of them, they wear sunglasses and things like that. You have a lot of nice looking women, nice looking guys, but they don't want people around them to know, because a lot of them don't use sticks. They have their suitcases, and they'll use their suitcases to guide them.
Speaking of that, so to come back to Kicking Indoors, 52 episodes. I said we released the series. Teresa worked hard, edited, and put out something every Monday.
Yeah.
We haven't released one episode of Kicking Indoors yet.
No, we haven't.
It's like,
no.
The seeing impaired. So how do I know what I'm about to see? Because the city is in the movie.
Yes.
Because what we doing right now.
Yes.
Because of the trailers that been released. You gotta feel what's about to come and know that it's going to be. You said what they said when they tap that stick on the floor. What happened? They can tell what
the sound bounces off the wall
and tell you how big the building is.
Exactly.
Yeah, we have not released one.
This is the sound right here. This is the walls.
Yeah.
These are the walls right here. These are all the walls.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Exclusive, y'all. Exclusive. Wow. You know
This
what
is
I'm
like
saying?
our first interview ever together for this movie.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that we can bring y'all together.
Wait till we do the post interview after watching it. We can talk about the characters because I'm down.
Because I'm looking all up on YouTube. I went on Instagram. I didn't even try to get this one. I had a friend of mine. She hit me early. She's like, "Are you prepared for your interview?" I said, "Yeah, I'm prepared looking at some videos." And I keep looking like it's from last year, so it's not even out yet.
No.
But it feels like it because you have so many trailers. I'm like, there's all these trailers that's out there.
Right.
It got to be out somewhere. I'm missing something. I didn't went on the page. I'm everywhere.
Yeah.
We did something different. I was under the gun a lot.
Okay.
I'm the one who edited.
Uh-huh.
And I just learned how to edit. Like maybe that was going 4 years now.
And you still have hair? Man.
Yeah,
Editing, man. Oh my gosh.
I really don't like it. I didn't like it at first. I really didn't like it at first. And then I said, "Oh, I like this."
Yeah.
I'm in the house clapping now. I live my neighbor. It's really quiet. And I'm clapping like, "Yeah, oh, South, no, you just
You watching the movie, yeah.
I'm banging on the bed. She like,
What's the game on?
I'm so excited about giving this.
Yeah, it's your baby.
I didn't know I could edit now. I said, I don't want to do that. I started editing. I said, boy, be straight right there. Right there, baby. So I'm excited about that.
Okay.
But we decided to hold it because the COVID kept playing games. We can go out this month. We can't next month. Look. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be chasing this movie down like I did with Julian's Big Mistake.
Yeah.
I'm going to take my time and catalog it. I have nothing to edit because every time I shoot, I edit. So we have another shoot next week. Matter of fact, I have another interview tomorrow. I'm excited about being interviewed with Simone Sky. I think is her name. You know who that is?
I never heard, but you can go ahead, big up and Gary. Everybody check that interview out as well. Simone Sky. What's the name of the podcast? What's the name?
I don't know the name of her, but I know we're going to be outside talking. I'm so excited to talk to her. So you guys are our official first ever together. We never even had it for this Kicking the Doors together as the co-producer and the director and writer ever. So when I called you, I was like, hey, can I bring him? Because he's in town. Yeah. This weekend he's in town. So they worked out great.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm glad that we could be y'all first.
Yeah.
Now you got something, another memory.
This is exclusive, right?
Yeah, another memory.
So we have some great people in the movie, though. If I can just talk about.
Let's talk about the people that's in the movie. Yeah. You say they're all local, correct?
Yeah.
I'm dying to meet these people.
Yeah, it's all
on the screen.
You may know some of them.
Yeah, I know you will. We'll start with the mayor, the 51st mayor. Jack Young plays himself as the mayor in this film.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's throughout the movie. We have retired commissioner, deputy police, Melvin Russell.
Okay.
You guys know him?
Yeah.
Mr. Russell from West Baltimore, your area.
Yeah.
He was a deputy police for I don't know how many years.
Did he have radio or something before?
Well, he is a pastor now.
Oh, okay. I thought he did radio or something before.
I'm not sure if he did that, but I looked him up like you looked me up.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of things like for the youth.
Okay.
The ministry and all that. There's no wonder that he's a pastor now.
Gotcha.
He's a second pastor at this church and over on Madison Street. I loved it. I went to hear him preach. Awesome. And we have Squirrel Wide. He's a radio.
Come pick us up.
You know, something.
Citywide, Squirrel Wide.
And now we just brought up along Little Black. Y'all know Little
Yeah,
Black.
Little Black. What's up, Black?
Who else is in this movie?
They all are in it?
Yeah.
Are these cameos or they're in it?
Well, the movie is set up where every week or 2 weeks you get to see someone new.
Okay.
That way, I did that because I wanted this to be something fresh every time you watch. Sort of like 9/11, the way it's set up.
Yeah.
And it also helps with not having to deal with the actor or actors too long where they become, well, I know you now. They start lacking, they start being late, or they start being super diva. You know, you need me.
Yeah.
You need me.
I ain't had no sprinkles on my donut this morning.
Yeah, you know who you are. So I kind of did it that way. I thought about it. I said, hey, guess what we're going to do? We're going to have someone different every time they come on the show.
Right.
So, but the staple is the officers. We kick your doors in, what's behind your door, whatever. The relationships with the officers and their background, their backstory, is what makes the show keep going.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of new people that came aboard a lot of the Baltimore rappers.
Okay.
If you watch the movie, the series Empire,
Yeah.
we kind of did similar to what they did with the music.
Okay.
Because Baltimore has a lot of music and very talented people here. And we want to show their talent.
Okay.
So we have them competing for something.
Gotcha.
And different artists come on throughout the show. And you get to see them rapping or singing throughout the show. But it all goes back to what they're competing for. And it gets kind of cardinal, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get to show Baltimore.
So with that being said, so will there be a soundtrack?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Soundtrack is so funky. Over here called True Bill Rico Reed. I don't know if you know True Bill Rico Reed, but he's done a lot of music. He did a song with Gotti.
Okay.
Before. We have Boss Man. I don't know if you guys know who
Yeah,
Boss
remember
Man
Boss
is.
Man?
Yeah.
That's our.
Take Kells. It's so many of them with music. That little guy, what's that little boy? Box Chat. He is so hot. Everybody's loving it. It's a lot of people from Baltimore who I know that are very, very talented, and their music is mixed down and mastered so well.
Okay.
Those are the ones that we're going after. Then we have our own composer.
Okay.
One of them is very sick right now, and he's in hospice. His name is Mr. Terry. And, he's been very nice to all of us.
You send out
Our love and our prayers.
Yes,
Terry.
Mr. Terry. He contributed a lot of music to us.
Okay.
And so, and his son name's Lamont.
Yes, some tissue.
Yeah, they gave a lot of music to us. So we really don't need the rappers, but we want to show them. Because we have composers who compose the music, who really make the music for the sounds that we need. Thank you.
And that's another one right there is doing like the sounds. So all the music that the composer doing there, is it original? Or
Yes.
it's found, okay. And that's the hard part. And I sit there and listen to, I forgot who the interview was. I think it was Pharrell, someone named somebody doing a score for movies. No, it wasn't Pharrell. But anyway, they were talking about doing scores for movies and talk about how difficult it was. But they loved it. But they loved it because it made them be more talented.
Yes.
Yep, because I can't, man, I wanted to give them props, but I cannot remember who that was. I think it was on Drink Champs.
Yeah, I like that show. He like that show.
But it was, but I never thought about it like that because you'll sit there and watch. Yeah, whoever it was that did it, it was for what was the movie? Deja. Oh yeah, the guy from Tony. Raphael Sadiq.
Yeah,
he started doing scores for movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when he said left separated, guess what? Tony doing a lot of scores.
Yeah.
And I know that's he said how difficult it was.
Yeah. We welcome the rappers though, because
Yeah.
we want to show them. But when you have a person who makes the music for a scene,
Yeah.
who creates like that,
Yeah.
you know, I clean up to their music. Man, their music is, and you hear each instrument, Lamont Moody and Terry Moody. And then we have, I'm gonna let you tell them about Moth. We have Moth, the son of Baltimore.
We got Moth. We got Ray Luger. They're responsible for the trailer, but it's not the trailer's song, but it's the song for
The theme song.
the theme verse after the first.
The theme
Help me out
song
with
for the theme song for Kicking Indoors.
The theme song for
Ray
Kicking
Luger,
Indoors,
Ray Luger engineered it.
and Myron on Moth, excuse me.
Yeah, Moth. His name is Myron.
Okay.
Yeah.
You probably heard Kicking Indoors is long, it goes hard. If you look it up, you see it, you know.
You know what? A lot of things like when you're saying now I think about it. Yeah, it's a little skit at the beginning, but you don't. Yeah, I didn't really think about it, like, man, that's the thing for the music. I just thought about it, something just playing.
Yeah.
Like, just playing. Y'all just had the music playing there, and I seen this, the scenes with Lord Black. Man, like I said, we was in front of the
iconic store.
yellow store.
A lot of people got murdered on that block.
Yeah.
And it takes a lot to go in that neighborhood and film. You know, when you cover with God, you just do it.
Yeah,
You just do it. You got to go by discernment.
Right.
You feel something wrong, it's time to get out of there.
yeah, exactly.
It's time to get out of there.
We all know that one. Hey, we know that. I'll be right back. We know that. Be right back, man. All right, so it's a wrap, bro. We'll be back tomorrow. So you know what that means. But and that's a good thing that and that's another thing that y'all showing. You're showing a lot of things that happen in the hood. So we have people that come visit, and they're not even just saying Baltimore. You in any other hood because it's all universal.
Right.
Yeah.
And or just like any jail.
Yeah.
And all universal, you can take that and use that in your everyday life. Because like you say, you got other people that's moving into these neighborhoods now. Now I gotta ask a question. Why ain't about 4 o'clock in the morning walking that dog?
You don't know.
Exactly.
She walking the dog like you gonna learn today.
Right.
Exactly.
You gonna learn one of these
They
days.
said your neighborhood's about to change. You see, a white lady in your neighborhood with a big dog.
Yeah.
So they say your neighbor's changing after that.
Right.
So, so what gave you the idea of the movie Kicking Indoors and being so with the police? It was this basically during the pandemic and like, I just want to start doing police, but was it you watching the news every single day? And it's like, I think I just need to just do a movie about that.
We were just finishing up Julian's Big Mistake.
Okay.
We were about to have a really big party because I'm big on celebrating with everyone.
Yeah.
I love to celebrate with everyone. You work with me, you go say, "Oh, I went to a celebration with her."
Okay.
These guys, we like to have premieres, dress up, come out, with their significant other. Because a lot of times the significant other, whether it be a he or she, is home waiting or saying like how long it's gonna be, y'all still there. They may not be into the craft. So we give a chance for them to come out and celebrate too. And so that year we had to cancel it because they announced the emergency about the COVID.
We got done just in time, man. When I say the
Just in
52nd
time.
episode last drop, within a 2-week span, they put everybody on that lock, man.
Yeah.
We was finished production, we finished filming.
Yeah, so we canceled the premiere.
We was gonna have a wrap up premiere, right?
Yeah, shout out to Tina and Steven because they made sure we had all the memorabilia, all the glasses and t-shirts, and Mr. Greg and all of them made sure we had everything, and then we just couldn't have it. And so I went home and I was like, this really is crazy, whatever this stuff is. We didn't know what it was. No one knew. And I just started writing. You can't go outside. So I started writing. I was like, oh, all right. So I wrote the story and I started promoting the story before we even filmed.
Okay.
So so I just want to show Baltimore. A lot of things happened to me personally, with the drugs and the overdoses. And I lost a nephew as I was writing the show. He OD'd. And so I said, I'm going to shed light on this.
Okay. Yeah, because, all of us is, I'm pretty sure everybody, same thing in Virginia as well. Everybody here in Baltimore, we have that one family member, 2 family members, a lot of family members that's going through these things. And a lot of it was just like hush hush, that's a family member. Ain't nobody going to talk about that.
We got to stop doing that.
Yeah, but we got to talk about it like it's a disease or like it's a cancer, like it's AIDS and things like that. How we can talk about those things. We got to talk about these family members that's going through problems, going through their problem in their journey.
Right.
Yeah.
And what a good way to start opening up the conversation is by seeing the movie.
Yeah.
You might say, Kicking the Doors, this is thinking about it, bang, shoot them up, bang, bang.
Yeah.
And you get there with the family, like, man, now you're coming out, you're like, wow, it's something to think about.
Right.
Yeah.
It's something to think about.
It affects the next generation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what we want, the next generation, because they're the next ones that's coming up. And if once we're gone, the history, there's nobody else. Who's else going to tell the history?
Right.
And we got to
these
pass
kids
it
are walking
down.
around. They're walking around like zombies, and no one's saying anything.
Like
They're drug addicts.
it's like it's normal.
But you like
They're
this is nothing.
getting younger and younger.
Man,
They're getting younger and
19, 18, 20. I mean, like, man.
It's scary.
What's the thing you always say?
I think that pills aren't dope.
No, thank you.
What's the thing
And it is.
you always reference? You say it might be a child playing sports in school,
Oh yeah.
and they might get an injury or whatever.
First
First
thing
thing
they
the
give
doctor want to do
Percocet.
is prescribe them a Percocet or something like
Yes.
that, and then they end up liking it.
Yes. Loving it.
You know what I mean? And then they next thing you know, now they pop it. You know what I'm saying?
They crushing it.
And then when you
They
get
sniff it.
when you don't if you don't stay in front of it, and it becomes too expensive for that lifestyle.
Yeah.
They going out
Sometimes
and get in line.
They'll do whatever. They're gonna rob for it. They're gonna sell for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be in the streets. Or he was like, man, dope. It's easy to get that. That's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It starts easy.
It's a trickle down thing that you just gotta be mindful.
And I decided to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because all this stuff is so passionate.
Right.
What got you in the film? Is it a message?
She got me in the film.
I dragged him like, you gonna come to
I got a
You gonna come with me.
I got abducted.
Yeah, he did.
I might be in a sunken place. Let me see. I'm just
Hey,
joking.
look,
Blink
I'm
2
like,
times
what's
if you
happening?
need some help. Blink 2 times.
Yeah, he needs some help. He needs some help.
I love it.
He's very helpful.
Yeah.
Him, my daughter-in-law Tina,
Mhm.
where I can leave the room, you know, all this stuff is out just like this. I can come back and all that's gone. I'm like, oh, we packed already? Those things are precious to me. You know, we're in the middle of the night, I'm exhausted, and my daughter done wiped everything down, the food put away, and you know, he got everybody's name. I'm looking like,
Tina,
thank
shout
you.
out to Tina.
Yeah, shout out to my
All the
son
help.
and
Yeah.
those people who come aboard to help. And you know who you are, the team. People
Yeah.
come aboard to act and they stay there when it's
Ray
over and
Luger.
packing up. Yeah.
Shout out to Ray Luger.
Yeah.
Shout out to
Packing
Marv.
up, Bob.
The
You know,
team is
Kane
well.
Cole. Kane
Yeah.
Cole, he works at Morgan and he makes sure that
Shout-
scenes done at Morgan.
Shout out
I'm
to
like,
Mr.
I'm
Greg.
a Morgan fan.
Shout
Mr.
out.
Greg makes all the t-shirts, the proud. I'm like, there's so many
Yeah,
names,
we
man.
get shirts made and things like that. you know?
Yeah.
Right.
It's so many people.
Yeah, we gotta have our police uniform look intact.
Yeah.
You want to look like the real deal Holyfield, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Speaking of police,
Yeah.
we just had a show here, and we own the city.
We own this city.
Yeah. You had something to was you a part of
She
being a part of that?
I was
Hey,
about
what
to
you doing
shout out
in
to y'all. I played several things. Background.
Yeah.
I would change my image. I would change my look. I would change my hair.
Had the wig
And,
on the whole nine.
I got a chance to be in a big scene with John. What's his name? How you say it?
Bernthal.
Bernthal.
Okay.
Oh my God, he's so much fun. He was so cool on set. I got a chance to be on it. He played
What's he
on
playing?
The Living Dead.
Uh-huh.
He played
Is that
the
the main
Punisher.
character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Punisher guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay,
that's the
you gotta
one.
say the Punisher
Yeah,
guy.
he the one that
Yeah,
played
yeah.
Ron.
this guy.
He played Ron. Got the dude that got all the time. He
There
played
you
him.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Notable actor.
He was so much fun to be around. Him and was it James? What's the guy who played Herschel? I forget his last name.
Yeah, but I know it. Right, he
Yeah.
played in.
He played a good wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all really cool people to be around.
Yeah.
I learned a lot from the actual the director himself, Mr. How do you say his name? Green, Ronaldo Green is his name. He did
Ronaldo Ray.
yeah, Ronaldo Green. He did the show with the two twins, the Serena, the tennis player.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Funny story.
he directed. Oh wow.
Also directed We Own the City. He's one of the he was the first director.
HBO loves Baltimore.
They did.
Yeah.
I think they do too.
Yeah, they love Baltimore.
You got a lot
The
of
Wire. Open up some, huge doors.
Yeah.
They want to see that. They want.
Yeah.
It's an
And they are the
interesting
writers.
story.
The
Yeah.
writers of the Wire. The writers of the Wire is the one who did We Own the City.
Yeah,
right.
They just used the director, Mr. Green, and then another lady, Miss I think her name was Maggie. I forget her last name. She's really cool too.
Are you familiar with Maria Brown?
No.
She was the nosy old lady that the police had to go see.
Oh, when they said it was.
She's
same
a good,
Sean
she's a good actress. I wasn't on set with her, but her scene was really good. When they questioned her,
She's a close friend of my family.
she
I haven't seen her in like forever.
Okay.
She's a good actress.
See her.
Very believable.
She's probably the oldest actress born and bred in Baltimore.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
saying that not knowing, but I'm
Yeah,
trying to tell you, when I was a little kid,
Yeah.
she was acting. And if you check out a lot of shit from her, she was in the corner. She's in everything. She was in the Wire. She was in the corner.
The corner was good when they kind of slept on the corner, but that was a true story.
Yeah, that was
True story.
actually.
Fran and them.
Yeah, it was. I grew up in like that area. My family grew up in that area, so a lot of those names and things like that is like, you start to see those people. Like, matter of fact, I'd never forget. I went to Barnes and Core. It's like maybe back in like mid 2000, 2008 or something for work, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go in there and get me a little paperwork and be sick or whatever. But Fran was there. She was the one that was going out giving all the HIV tests to everybody inside the hospital.
Mhm.
Yeah. So she ended up coming in and like, hey, actually.
Yeah, I think she passed away.
Yeah, recently.
Yeah, was 2 summers maybe ago,
Wow.
something like that. Her husband passed away
Yeah.
first, I believe, because they didn't live too far from where I lived. And I was like, oh wow. Then she passed away, but the little boy with the dreads, what's his name?
It was what's his name? Andre.
He was a
Drake.
good actor.
Yeah.
That was his turn.
That's the Kurt they played, but that's the guy that played on what's the show? What's the movie? Fresh. Yeah, he wasn't good. Yeah, he was okay for Fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he's
then
good
he played in the
actor.
other. I think about another movie he played in.
Good actor.
TV.
Fresh was good.
Yeah.
Couple movies, yeah.
I like Fresh's sister. I don't know her name, but she was strung out on drugs.
And
Yeah.
Boucher, right? something. I don't know.
She's a phenomenal actress.
Yeah, she's gorgeous. She wears her hair.
Yeah, pretty lady.
Dark skin.
Yeah.
Well, you know, Sonia Stone had did a piece on the police situation as well. She told the family's point of view, and it's on HBO as well.
Yeah, I seen the preview, but I never watched. Yeah, the one that played the police on the wire.
Yeah, she had the wavy hair. She played the detective.
Sandra, something.
Yeah.
I mean, she has one.
Yeah, she has a rendition of what happened as well, from the point of view from the family.
And then the guy, one of the guys that did, we don't have to talk about it too much. The guy, he did the documentary on HBO. Was in it. One of the episodes, I think, when they were doing poetry, and it was on the panel or whatever. I like to meet that guy because the documentary was better than the series.
But that can happen. That can happen.
Yeah. So it's called the Slow Hustle.
Yeah, Slow Hustle. I think I seen that on the three of those. It's We Own the City. It's a Sonia Stone thing. I think that was it. When you look it up, it pops up what you're talking about. Yeah. But I met Mr. Bernardo Green in the line at the bathroom. It's a funny story. In the line at the bathroom, and I said, "Who thought of this?" You know, I'm talking. I got something to say. There's only one line, one bathroom in this big studio where we were shooting at. He was like, "Yeah, right," and I'm like, "Yeah, I gotta go." So I said, "You've been here all day working hard. What do you do?" Because I got there at 5:30 in the morning, and this man was whizzing past me all day. I said, "This man you've been rolling. What do you do?" He was like, "What do I do? I'm a director." I said, "Oh, wait a minute." I said, "So you direct this movie right here? He has to take some pictures." He was so nice, you know. Gave out a lot of pointers. It was just good to be around people who do what I was learning.
Like-minded.
Yeah, it was a good experience to be on the show. People think that being a background is beneath people. Being in the background is where you want to start, where you want to end. You want to be watching how things go down.
Yeah, that's how you get to learn. I mean, you don't want to just go out and be a supervisor and you was never worked the job, or you don't want to be a captain that was never a soldier.
I came back so many times. I put a wig on. I put a hat on. I put another color wig on. I had a blonde wig. They was like, "Well, what time the director of the wardrobe was like, don't I know you?" I said, "Yeah, last week was a." He was like, "It works." You know, and then the checks was good too now. Yeah. The checks was good. Yeah.
Shout out to the checks. Shout out to the checks. Round of applause for the
So
checks.
speaking of money, that's where you keep saying 52 episodes, and all I hear is dollar signs.
No, you should.
You gotta no.
Yeah, spend it.
Not what I said.
That's what I'm saying. That has to cost something,
It did.
right? And it's times 52.
It did.
Can you break
Buy
that
the
down a
props
little bit?
and all that
or
stuff.
What is
He can tell you.
Like not to
We
get
go-
too much, but
We go half on everything. He can tell you.
and it's not out. So I don't know if I'm being nosy. I mean,
No.
where is the
We get that all the time. Family members say this. You guys getting paid? And yeah, I'm getting paid. I love to do this. I can eat, drink, sleep, walk, whack, backwards, ride a bike to this, ski to this, skate to this. You know? You're not gonna always get paid by the way.
yeah,
It's a thing that I've been saying a lot. It's favor.
Yeah.
You know, you could try to get the most luxurious, biggest, best thing. You want the best, but sometimes you get things on the arm for favor.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you treat people right and just put good stuff out in the universe, these blessings are gonna come back to you. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you looking like, "Hey, how I get this?" And you'll tell somebody, "Man, they let me use the whole thing, and I try to give them some money, they ain't want to take it." And they looking at you like you got two heads, like you crazy. But this is favor. That's what favor is.
And God got you.
Because you know, now I'm not saying you're never gonna have to spend no money.
Oh, we expensive money.
You spend money, but that's not the dollar signs is not always about putting the money out there like that.
Yeah.
And I look at it as an investment. You know what I'm saying? Because you're looking for that ROI, that return on your investment. It doesn't matter when you get the returns
When it comes.
because you're putting it out there. You're putting that seed out there, so it's gonna have to grow something.
See why we got him?
You know what I'm saying?
Boom,
right?
boom. You know, then he man and
Come
God.
together.
You know?
Right.
Like Voltron.
Speaking of being together, okay.
Carl, what's up, Carl?
The topic came upon me. I was watching television. The topic came upon me. I figured I'd ask it. A successful woman, Men are intimidated by supporting and being with a successful woman. I can tell you're a successful woman.
Oh, thank you.
How
Good to know where you're going.
is it for a man to support, and what advice can you give brothers to support a successful woman?
I had a successful woman. As a man being with a successful woman, you can't be jealous.
Number one.
You gotta get rid of that. Period. Because that's a cancer. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be open-minded, and you gotta know who you with.
Yo, he just dropped some jewels. I don't know if y'all know, but listen, they made all the sense in the world.
I love
it. It's predicated not on just the moment right now. It's what you've been trying to build, and it ain't easy.
Right.
It ain't no walk in the park.
I'm something to deal with. Trust me.
You know,
He's doing a good job dealing with me. I'm something else.
Listen,
And at least you own up to
get a
it.
glass of wine.
See, women own up.
No man,
Yeah, but yeah.
We just had this conversation. I'm glad you asked the question.
And if
I love the answer.
and if you know you're a
That was
team,
great
if you know you on
Yes.
a team,
Yes.
then there's no I in there. You know what I'm saying? It ain't competition when you're on a team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We was just talking the other day, and James said, watch his face. He said, you know what? You want people to be like you too. He said, everybody not gonna be like you. You want people to be like you. I said, no. I want to push people to their limit. I want to get the best out of people. And if I gotta push, I'm gonna push. Do I want them like me? No, I want them better than me.
Okay. All right.
When I finish, I want them to feel, you know what? It's like school. I just had this conversation on the phone today. Teacher be like, do this. You can do this. You can do this. And then when they finally do it, they finally graduate, they finally walk past that stage, they go, I love you, teacher. You brought out the best in me. I am the teacher. We can learn from each other, but I'm the leader in this. The vision is mine.
And when it's actually when you're passionate about it and you really want that person to do better, they accept it a lot better. You have people that say do better, they just doing it just for their likes and things. But when somebody actually really cares about you, and they know, and they hard on you,
Right.
like you say, teachers. A lot of these, you can tell when your teacher really cares, but she's hard on you, and they really care about you. And then, like you say, at the end, it feels good.
My
It feels
son will
great,
tell you,
man.
my mother is hard on me. You guys are getting it easy. And then what he say, y'all ain't got it like me. She be real hard on me.
It's like you do your children. You want better for them,
Yeah.
or you've been through something. Listen, I'm trying to tell you this because I've been through this already. Or I don't want you to have to go through what I had to go through.
And then what you said,
so
this
you
too.
want better for it.
James said this. You said that. You say, you know what, babe? I was standing in a good way. Well, I took it as, well, what I'm supposed to want? What am I supposed to want here? He was like, I'm saying in a good way. I do want them to have the drive. My drive is not going to meet your drive. It's not going to meet your drive. Your drive might be in overdrive. Mine might be in super overdrive. I bought a car that had turbo and I thought I was saving gas. Nah. I said, more gas? If I bought turbo. I thought it was smaller. No, it's gonna burn fast. I didn't know. So and his drive matches mine pretty good. I love the fact that he's acting better. With my son is one of the leading roles in this movie. He didn't just get a leading role. My son's been in 10 different B movies, and they all weren't mine.
Yeah, he went out there and did the work.
Yes,
and that's what you believe.
Yes, and him.
So how old is your son? Because you spoke a lot.
He's 39.
He looks older than a husband.
Yeah, he's 39.
I knew that was coming back. He was like, he played my husband, and then you had this look. You was like, keep talking. I'm gonna get back to that. I need some clothes. You know what I'm saying?
He's 39. His birthday the other day. God is so beautiful.
I thought it was a joke when I looked at the picture and it said happy birthday, 39. I'm like, I thought something. Oh, that's my son. Like, I mean, Sean, I think that's what you were saying. That's my son, like some friend or something.
Son. I'm very proud of him. I'm very proud of the work he's doing.
You gotta slow it down. It's time.
Yeah.
I told you I was a teen parent.
Yeah.
So I know what that means.
She said that she's been.
Listen, he can't be 39.
Yeah.
And so how many after this?
How many
children do you have?
Oh, I only had one.
Okay.
That was not
That's
so that I
son,
want to keep doing. Yeah, I just got one. I got 3 grandkids though.
So, but I say about only kids. When you do something right the first time, you don't have to keep on doing it.
Yeah, you got messed with
You
that.
know.
No,
It's really good.
That's what I say.
no.
That's what I say. My mama got it right the first time.
All I'm saying is, I felt
Even
as
though,
though
like,
each
Alfie-
one of my son mothers, they deserve their own mother. So you can't say.
Oh, they do.
What is the way to put it?
I like the way you put it. You know what I'm saying?
How many you got?
I got 5.
So each one you deserve 5 mothers. Okay.
You know, I'm saying they deserve their own mother.
Yeah, they ain't
So
want
that's
shit.
what I gave
They
them.
hit.
Their own mother.
I like
Everybody
that.
got their own mother.
Everybody got their
That's
own
So
mother.
it's not the first time
That's
for
probably
me.
what my father was thinking about because he got 5 kids and all of them.
They gotta share me. You shouldn't have to share your mother too.
Everybody got their own mother.
Take over.
I can see that somebody can
You
use
gotta
that
go out to
line
a side.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You do. But I am probably a little harder, you know, but to see his change, people are going to be very surprised when they see him in this series because he's really stepped up. And even with this guy here, you know, he didn't even know he could act. He was like, I could try. And I said, oh, got one
Yeah,
here.
you can act. Right.
Got one here. And I love it. I love it because he's playing a very diverse role. I can't really talk about his character, but it's a lot of things happen with his character, and he stepped to the plate.
So as a kid coming up, did you ever think that you would be in this position to act?
No, never.
Yeah, they say God said you want to make God laugh, tell him your plans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make him laugh.
I hear that all the time. You say that a lot too.
Yeah, you want to make him laugh. Say something. Tell him your dumb plans.
and it's amazing. Like same thing with me. I was shy. Still, I'm shy. People don't believe that I'm shy. I'm shy. And I
Really?
would never get up in front of in school and read in front of the class. I would never talk but look at me now, like
Talking
look
to
at
you.
this. Talking and everything. I never thought I would work in customer service. I always thought I was gonna be in construction or something like that. So everything that I always said I planned on doing in life, I did the total opposite.
Yeah.
And everything the total opposite, I ended up starting liking even more.
Yeah.
People go to college and spend thousands of dollars on tuition.
Yeah.
They get out and do something completely different from
Nothing
what
to
they
do with
went to
that.
school for.
That paper.
You got $100,000 debt, and now you working in not even your same career. And I work with a lot of people that's like that. Like you just a lot of people they brag. You know, I went to college, I did this, but you're not in your field.
Yeah, you're not even using that paper.
Yeah, because your parents probably told you to do that or something, or you seen that was this hot right in the air.
Yeah. Do what you want, people.
Exactly.
Everybody's watching. You know, do what you want in life. I don't care how it feels to your family members, especially them. Do what you want. Do what you feel. Follow your dreams. Go get it. Take it by the neck. Put it in the chokehold. Do it.
Yeah. Just for that little girl that's sitting in the porch.
And sometimes you gotta be your own support system
Mm-hmm.
because you may not get the support from the people you think you're supposed to get it from, like your loved ones, your close ones. You be your own support system. They'll jump on board.
They will. And when they do,
Eventually.
open your arms and give a hug.
Because a lot of people don't want to help out until they see that you really helping yourself.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to keep jumping on you. You might be that person that did 20 different things and he back there doing that again. Ain't nobody really gonna want to get on, hop on. But for that little girl that's sitting out on the porch and writing all day long with that little boy that's sitting there in his imagination, he's playing around with. He got Superman cape on and Batman underwear. That's the actor right there. Or they got that very vivid mind. So and another one thing I always want to talk about is the imposter syndrome, and a lot of people come across that. That's where as though you don't think they're good enough.
Oh.
You're looking at everybody else, and this person, he's acting or he can play basketball, but I play ball, but I don't think I can do it as good as them. And a lot of people lose their dreams like that because they see everybody else doing it, or they don't feel as they're great enough about doing it. Have you ever came across that in your time, imposter syndrome, where as though you didn't think that you had what it take to be a filmmaker or write a book or things like that? Because there are a lot of people, they come across it a lot.
You can't have that if you got God.
Yeah, exactly.
Because God already in me first and foremost, and so that's my go-to. And God ain't make no jump. Like
exactly.
Like I can do anything I want to do. Everything you named, there's some things you don't know, but I appreciate you for looking me up. I've done some things I never thought I could do, but I knew I could do it from the beginning before I did it. Like you gotta know you can do it. You gotta believe it first. You gotta see it. You gotta write it. You gotta sleep it. You gotta eat it. You gotta think it. You gotta drink it. You gotta walk it. You gotta get on that bike. You gotta see it in your mind. Everything I see first before I do it. I can do everything too.
You have to picture yourself being there.
I never down myself.
You have to picture yourself being there, and then you have to speak it as well.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they say you call words, you know,
They powerful. They powerful.
You catching the spell out there.
Yeah,
And
they powerful. Speak it, you put it into the universe.
Right.
Yep.
And if you have somebody around you who don't believe they can do it, you gonna help, but after a while you gotta get away from them because they're gonna drain you.
Yep.
They're gonna take your energy from your battery.
Man, you're getting home right now.
Yeah.
You'll be in. You got to be around other like-minded people because if not, like you said, they're going to drag you down. Like, and I didn't have times where as though I didn't have people. Oh, why you want to sit there and so like, what you snitching? Do you want to sit in the podcast and stuff like that? Like,
Oh
I can't hang with you no more.
Yeah.
It's like, because your mind is small. Like Dick Gregory always say, you know, once you put those magic goggles on, you just goggle right. You know, you can't make people see what you see. You only can do is try to teach it.
Dick Gregory spit out some real
Yeah, and it's frustrating trying to teach people.
he spit out some real gems.
Dick Gregory.
Yes.
Justified.
He gave out some gems, and
Yeah.
if people around you don't believe you, you have to get away from those people.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're first cousins, second cousins, your mother, your aunt, your uncle, your stepfather. I don't care they're your best friend. If they don't believe in you, you're wasting your time.
Exactly.
And your coworkers, like you said, baby, coworkers aren't gonna always salute you and cheer for you. Because you know why? They're gonna be stuck at their little job in their mind. And you're suing off.
Yep. The first thing they say, oh, you see, I like your little movie.
Your little-
I like your little
little-
podcast. I like
little,
man.
little,
Come
little,
on now.
little. Your
That's
little
the hit.
glass is so cute. Little.
Keyword.
Exactly.
That burns me up.
Keyword.
Let me let y'all know what burned me up too, everybody watching. I saw your trailer. I saw your books. But I never see your like. Stay out my face with that. I saw, and you're not liking. You're not sharing. You're not commenting. That means you seen it and you walked away from it. So do me a favor and do that for me. See me and walk away from it. It's unfair for you to keep telling me my life.
Yeah, exactly.
You walk up to me and say, hey, I seen you on what's the name show? I seen you on Street Talk. I don't see you to push your like.
Yep. Did you tell somebody that I was winning? Yeah, Did you read my book? Did you go see the movie?
If you look at my page,
It happens a lot.
I share a lot of people's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to slim down from it a little bit because I'm sharing everybody's stuff and no one's who should share mine.
Exactly.
I'm like, wait a minute now, this is a two-way street. And then you walk up to me and you insult me by saying, I seen your little da-da-da. I seen your little perhaps this, your little perhaps that. I see you trying the da-da-da. No, I'm following my dreams because God told me to get up, put both my pants on, both my legs and both pants leg, and get out there and do it. With no money, no way of means of doing it. Don't worry about it. If you put one foot first and I got the second one.
Exactly. If he woke you up that this morning, tomorrow morning, any morning, you got to fulfill your dream because you're here for a reason. A lot of people didn't wake up.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
the richest people right now is inside the graveyard. That's where all those dreams are. They got right with them.
Dead.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to put whatever you like. And I said, for a while, I was doing the podcast when I first doing it, and I'm getting running. Then after a while, I started thinking, when you start looking around at everything else, I started thinking like, man, is this what I'm supposed to do?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not supposed to do this. Why do I want to do a podcast? Things like that. But this is what made me like keep on going. I'm outside washing my car. Guy I ain't seen in a long time. Roll down the street. I like what you're doing. And that one light right there,
makes you feel
still a year and a half, whatever later, and I'm still going at it. Just that one little person.
And shout out to you guys for August being the anniversary. And I know August not here yet, but hey, shout out.
Appreciate it.
Shouts out.
Shouts out.
Bang, bang, bang.
He didn't go. Bang, bang on the show. Bang, bang. We here.
The doorway,
Already. Feel the dreams. What was the saying in that movie?
They will come.
There you go.
They will come.
And that's my mindset now. Everybody else, like, you make your movies and they make, all these other directors. You good at what you do. They good at what they do. You just got to get that in your mind.
Yeah.
Be good at what you do. And if they want to come. Just be good at whatever
and
you do.
And greatness is going to come. You're not going to be great overnight.
Exactly.
Pain is uncomfortable.
Exactly.
It's going to hurt.
It's going to be
growth is going to be uncomfortable. That's why you got to go to the next size shoe when you're growing up.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable.
Feet start hurting.
Yeah.
Just let you know.
We going to push.
Corns and all that.
We're going to continue.
Education is the unsettling of the mind.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is.
That's deep.
I just heard it the
So
other
if you're
day.
in a comfortable place, you need to find a new.
Yeah, because you're not learning.
And I got another Drew. Success is not a destination;
Mhm.
it's a journey.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
You
take
stay
time.
on it,
Yes.
and you gain success
Mhm.
as you on it. But is it a final destination? There's a lot of people that are successful as we look at them, and they're still trying to go to another level.
It's like a drug.
Yeah, it is.
It's like a drug.
It is. And it's good for the soul, you know. It gives you longevity. It keeps you, you know, aspiring to be better. You don't want to just stop because you got 5. If I stopped at everything, I said I wanted to write a book. I wrote 5, I wrote 10, but I only published 5 because it's money in that.
Yeah.
You got to put the money and time into it. I'll get to the other 5 that I wrote.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
it's
why I
out
wrote
there.
them. They sitting there waiting.
And that's what I want to touch into.
That's what Amazon is for.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the movies and things, but we didn't really talk about the books. And right now, you know, you have a lot of people. Shout out to Tia. I had a homegirl that just wrote a book as well. But they
Nice.
talk about the difficult part of writing a book and trying to find publishers and the right publisher and things like that. So, what on your journey? And just remember, y'all, is don't let nobody tell y'all what to do because it's always going to be your journey.
Yeah, it's yours.
What is yours? Nobody can
Shout
tell
out
you what to
to
do on your
Tia.
journey.
Yeah.
But how did you go about finding publishers and things like that?
I actually self-published my own books.
Wow.
So
and edit and everything.
Yes. Well, I got someone to edit it, but I
Okay.
self-published. I wrote my books. One book I wrote in 3 months. One book I wrote in 6 months. I wrote 2 books in a year because I wrote with the person I co-wrote with.
Okay.
So they were kind of lacking on when they wanted to write. So I would write the other book while they were waiting. I never stand stagnant. Like water gets stagnant, you see nets.
Yeah.
Because it's just sitting. My water's always flowing in like a river. I'm always moving.
Mhm.
And the current changes.
Mhm.
And so what God got me doing, that's what God got me doing. And shout out to Baltimore. It's like people in Baltimore that help me for no reason. Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, we get a bad name and nobody really knows that. But Baltimore, it's a love area. That's what they say,
Yeah.
Charm City. And then another thing
Yeah.
is, and even like in the prison system and these guys that go to jail and things like that, they be thinking, oh, they're prisoners or they're convicts. No, it's a lot of things I learned was from guys that was in prison.
Some of the
Yeah.
smartest people.
They are.
behind bars.
They are.
It's ridiculous.
We giving them a chance too.
Yeah.
Speaking of them, we giving them a chance. A lot of people just came home from jail, jumped right into the movie. Just come home from prison. Some did a 16-year bid, some did little as that.
And who
And
they
they in
thought
the movie.
they probably sitting there writing books and writing.
Good name kicking in the door come from.
Kicking in doors. Oh, I was
Kicking
thinking
in
about.
doors.
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna kick somebody's door in. We will come out with something different every time we come out the house. And we come out with different stuff every time. You never know what's behind your door. Yeah. And then we did the stories around the cops. Because every cop, like my story, I'm a corporal, and I'm struggling with being a good person, my character, and my policing right. I'm trying to make people think. I'm trying to make cops that watch this think. Are you being a good police? Are you policing right? Are you abusing your authority? And there are times that I have to check myself throughout the movie because I'm doing a little too much with my policing.
Okay.
And then the good part of me is like, don't even know that you're doing it. So it's integrity, what you do when someone's not looking.
Exactly.
That's my story.
I think it's great for.
I'm trying to bring. Sorry about that.
No, the only thing I was going to say is I think it's great for a person that's not a police officer to play one because you're playing what you see. You're portraying what you see or how you've been treated.
Yeah.
So that's also a great thing as well.
I'm not a cop.
Yeah.
And I never aspired to be a cop, but I have been on the other side with handcuffs on before, and I didn't need to do that twice. I don't know why people go to jail over and over. I don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hereditary. It's in them. It's just something that they learn, and it's like people don't learn how to keep up with their money. They're illiterate with their money.
Mm-hmm.
You know, financial literacy is in a lot of people. I come across that. They don't even know what a credit score is for. They don't care about it.
Yeah, because we talk about this. We talk about financial literacy also on here. Shout out to Ax Moody.
Yeah.
And we talk about it a lot. And coming up, and y'all should know, the only thing they told us about credit is don't mess your credit up.
Don't mess it up. Mess
Yeah.
up what though?
Exactly.
You already messed it up with the BG&E, Bobby.
Exactly.
What you talking about?
What you mean not messing up? But it takes you, it's crazy. You 30, 40, 50 years old and still learning about it or just learning about credit.
They learn not to talk to strangers. They learn to make their own choices. hey, do this, do that, but they do not learn about how to save money, how to create credit, and how to stay out of debt.
Exactly. You know, when I first got my first real job and I went and got me a bank account, I had to really pretty much try to teach myself on how to balance my checkbook.
Yeah.
They showed us a little teeny bit up in school, but it wasn't
No
nothing.
matter where you grow up at, you can't learn nothing about money.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's survival. You
You
fight.
can't save anything.
Yeah.
Right.
You know how to make something stretch.
Yeah.
You know how to
You know what I'm saying?
stretch and survival mode.
Yeah.
20,
Depends on
I came from
your
the struggle.
upbringing.
Yeah.
and $20 to feed me for about
Yeah.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shit be coming up,
What
man.
part of New York?
Brooklyn,
Yeah.
Brooklyn, Brooklyn was some hard.
New York,
Brooklyn in that house.
Virginia.
Yeah.
He said like a bad thing.
Brownsville in the house.
Oh, Brownsville, never ran, never well, baby.
Yeah, never will.
I'm from B-More, baby. I said with pride from my chest.
From New York.
Yeah, from Brownsville.
Brownsville,
Okay, me too.
Yeah, man, if I can put my
Born at
Man,
I've
family
been
go-
here long enough to be a Baltimore Raven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, to see the culture.
heard about Brownsville. Let me tuck my chain in this
Right.
house.
What did he go there? Oh, what?
You know,
Brownsville, East New York.
yeah, my
East,
friend.
huh?
So you grew up in East Mill?
East New York. Yeah.
I got family and
Sounds like-
friends from up
We're
there.
from the same area.
Yeah.
And one of my homeboys passed. God bless the day, my man Dane. God bless the day, he passed a few years ago, but he's from East New York. His brother Duke. What was his brother name? No, not Duke. Duke just passed this year. Yeah, last year. Yeah, but they from East New York. First time I ever went to New York was with Dane, and they always talk about, man, my brother ain't with Wu-Tang and all this. Everybody always say, you know, this is the thing in
It's enough of
Baltimore. They always say, my brother from New York, and he know this person without. I think he lying. Gets up there, and I met Raekwon first time in the lab when Fulton Avenue. He took us in and had a party down there. First time up, I'm like, oh, was it really
Was
lying?
that true?
Yeah.
I met Ghostface several times. He's nice. Yeah. Shout out to his
Kevin Dunn
cousin.
be down here.
Yeah, he moved here years
They
ago.
used to come here a lot.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Kevin Dunn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did one of them go to Morgan State?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
Pretty sure about 20 of them.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Mhm.
I know it wasn't Cat
Yeah.
because he was beyond college by the time.
Right.
Well, he did go to college, but it wasn't that kind of college.
Right.
You went to
Rutgers
college.
University. Yeah. But yeah, I think he had a studio or something on Hoffman
Yeah,
Road or something,
studio.
something like that, or Bella Road or something like that.
It was just funny having the Wu-Tang down in Baltimore.
Yeah.
They came down here to the show. That's how I met him with the guy from New York, Rough Riders. His name is Jay. He brought his cousin, Ghostface. And I met the other one, Preach. I want to mess his name up, Preach. Dark skin one.
Oh, what's the dude name? I think I know who you're talking about. There's so many of them.
He was
Yeah.
so nice.
You got RZA, you got Dizza.
So many.
Guys inspected that.
Inspected
Raekwon,
that.
a chef. You God, Ghostface
You
Killer,
go by the
and
song.
yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wu-Tang. Yeah, but yeah.
Exactly.
Well,
And-
he plays a rapper in this movie. So
Yeah.
But it's only right you was doing the battle raps and working down in the battle raps and
Yeah, I used to interview the battle
Okay.
stuff like that, and then I would do my blogs, like give my point of view of who I think won or whatever the case may be.
Now, is that like URL or a different type of league?
URL,
URL.
RBE, all those leagues. There's a few of them. KOTV.
Let me ask you.
Yeah.
I like when you say
It
that.
looks like a bunch of niggas everywhere. Is it?
It's
There's a lot of.
I've been following the culture since the very beginning. It's always been around where somebody would just pull up with a camera, and if you wanted to show somebody you was better than another one, you just battled it. It wasn't no money or nothing involved. Philly was a big spot for it. Philly in New York, they used to go back and forth, battling each other. They got pit fights down here in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So
I've seen a couple of them.
they've actually held some events down here. It's becoming a big, huge thing now.
Yeah.
Whereas battling has always been there, but now
Yeah.
it's more like a corporate type thing. You know what I'm saying? So
They got it now
It's
on
a-
caffeine.
So
Which is great.
I kind of got away from it.
Yeah,
I don't do it anymore.
Okay.
He's not gonna tell him what happened when you was young and why when you first started rapping and who you worked with. He always get real low on this.
Shout out to my guys, Malik, Lawrence. Y'all. You know what I mean. His mother was in the industry, and she knew a lot of people. She used to sing or whatever. So fortunate enough, one of the guys that was down with my group or whatever knew his mother put us with Jimmy Hitchman. And he was part of our production and stuff like that.
Yeah, he was a big.
Yeah, he was
time.
he was in the music,
Yeah.
but that was him, washing his hands, trying to wash his hands.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow.
So we used to go up to. He had a studio on 34th, like right around like the Harold Square area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And in order to have a building in that area back in the days, you had to have
There's money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so yeah.
Even more.
So, yeah.
Of that
But
money
I
now.
used to rap back in the days. I just never pursued. I didn't continue to do it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for the movie, I guess that would made it a little bit more easy. I know how to put bars together and put
Did you
around.
rock the beard and the bald head?
Not back
in the
then.
movie? No, in the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were a rapper with the
beard and the
Yeah.
bald head.
The gold teeth and all.
Yeah. I put the gold
He really
teeth in.
transformed.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I throw my shades on.
So will people recognize
get into
you?
the character. You know what I mean?
They gonna recognize him.
All right, got it. Got it.
They may have a hard time recognizing me. I wear this hideous wig. We change our looks.
Yeah.
And it's not you, it's being the character.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Is this the latest project or what's next if it's not the latest one?
This is the latest one.
This is the latest one.
Yeah, we have one coming right behind it.
I'm sure y'all do, right? That's what I'm saying.
We've never
We
seen
got one
next.
coming. Oh my
Because
God.
When I know when y'all go in the house, baby, I'll be right back.
She always works. Look, we can't
Writing
hit
something down.
I called you at home
Mhm.
because you came in the building. It's a nice building. She's always working. Took on a little tour of the building.
Oh, I love it.
Always working.
I see some stuff I can see.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk about that. But I want to shout out my good friend, Shannon Holmes, and from Be More Careful.
Okay.
Boom.
Yeah.
Shannon Jones.
Yeah, they're about to
Shannon
start
Holmes.
shooting.
Yep.
Holmes.
Shannon Holmes, they're about to start filming.
All right.
I'm super excited about Be More Careful. The book was written in
Yeah.
2001. Things take time, and now it's
Yeah.
movie picture.
Yeah,
New
yeah.
York
Sounds
bestseller.
like I
Yeah,
heard
you
it.
see,
Yeah,
you go
it's
see
flipping
it.
around.
New York bestseller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mother was talking about the book. I ain't even gonna lie. From that time and everything, the early was talking like, dang, I'm hoping none of our names ain't inside this movie.
Oh, yeah, the pussy pound and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but-
that's another thing coming here to Baltimore.
Well, matter of fact, my mom still got the book is still at
The
the
book?
house.
Oh, yeah, you
Yeah, I
got
still got the book. I'll bring the book. Yeah,
yeah, you got yourself.
I call him and I'm like, yo, we got the book because you was hanging downtown during this time and all this stuff. I gotta make sure none of
Yeah, none of that is there.
our names in this book.
Yeah, and so and then we also have Ray Luger. He just reminded me of Ray Luger. Ray Luger is he plays the movie.
Uh-huh.
This movie indoors. He is one of the engineers for some of the music.
Mhm.
We got Gov, Governor Manchin. He does a lot of the sound. Ray does a lot of the special effects. And we have
Lamont Moody.
Terry Moody.
Moody.
Who we got from Florida? What's his name?
E+.
A lot of people giving us music, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
But Ray is actually doing his own movie. It's going to start in production very soon. It's called Affiliated. I know you guys know what that means about the orientation of the gangs,
Yeah.
but it starts with the kids. It's very different. I'm excited to be helping them with that. I'll be working a part of that. We all are helping Ray.
That'd be great. Show
So
parents
excited.
on, looking at signs and things like that. You don't even know that your kid might be in the game.
Things
You
they
never know.
wear, just something as small as a necklace, as small as a certain type of beaded bracelet.
Mhm.
They're gonna be showing you the gems in this movie. I don't want to say too much, but I'm really, really proud of Ray because he did a lot for me, a lot for James in this project with the special effects.
Yeah.
That's not my thing, the special effects.
Yeah.
I'm learning it,
Yeah.
but he makes it all come together.
That's great. And you know,
And Doug too.
yeah.
Doug does a lot of the special effects sounds. You might hear like a jail cell door open.
Yeah.
He makes those sounds. So
Or the background stuff that we
Yeah.
don't get to see.
yeah, it's nothing I do by myself. It's all a collaboration of people.
Yeah, and that's the most important. Like, you can record and everything, but that stuff, the little key
Yeah.
things right there will make it a lot, make things even shoot up this high.
Yeah, it's gonna give you a better feeling.
Exactly.
That's when we like the composers, their instruments actually bring out a lot of the sounds.
Yeah. So are you like for some of the some of the music, are you looking for like new artists, things like that, or y'all already have your artists and
We got them. Oh my God, so it's a plethora. It's so much to choose from that after a while it gets kind of, I gotta take a break because there's a lot of people that sending me music.
It doesn't make you feel good. They're like, man, my baby, like everybody else is like coming towards me and like they
I
helping.
feel like it's a baby shower or something.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
I get a lot of gifts. Thank you. Mwah. I feel like it's a baby shower. So much music. I gotta check out some music tonight from some people. Gary Groove. Their band here in Baltimore, I think it is. They sent me some music before I came over. So I said once I get off the air is what I said. I will check out that.
Okay.
But Tay Kells is doing something especially for me. He's a really big rapper here in Baltimore. He said, I got a gift for you because they all donate their music to us.
Yeah.
We don't have any money for them. We have what they call
a big ass platform for them to use.
Yeah.
It's
a win-win.
It's a win-win.
It's smart.
You call it a shoestring budget.
Shoestring budget.
I didn't know what that was. I was like, well, I don't have no shoestring.
And a lot of people like that's how a lot of music. That's how MySpace became MySpace. Remember, you can go on MySpace and click on it, and somebody's music right there on there for you. And a lot of people did that.
It's crazy.
Like, people don't think about stuff. Well, man,
Go Shannon.
Yeah, but that's
Shout out to Shannon. Yeah.
and that's how you get your music. Fat Farm. You know how it's promoting. You know how he got his promotion out? Going down to the clubs and giving his shirts to the bouncers. They're big guys. So if you got a shirt for a big guy, what makes you don't think I got a shirt for a smaller guy? And free advertisement. So all this free advertisement is good.
We gave away a lot of shirts. Comments to Mr. Greg. He helped us out. We gave them out in the neighborhoods we knew people needed stuff.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna wear it for you.
And all day, every day, it's free advertising.
Yeah.
Right.
And not only that, they leave us real nice. They kind of part the Red Sea for us when we come through.
Yeah.
Like, there's some places you cannot go in Baltimore and tell you about to film something they ain't. You got to film where?
Yeah, and you can know the people. You can be real cool with them. And no, you ain't filming nothing over here.
Get that red carpet. We are blessed.
And that's
in countless ways. And so it's just we're blessed. We walk into the devil's den and we start filming and
in the lion's den.
We're coming up out. We safe, we covered. We covered, we already prayed. We prayed before we film every time. All our actors hold hands. I don't care where they come from.
Yeah.
We pray.
And that's a good thing, man. And then you're also helping families eat as well. I mean, you bringing jobs here as well.
We do feed them too.
Yeah.
They get my spaghetti. They like my spaghetti. We feed them too.
Like we might provide them some chicken, some spaghetti.
Yeah.
Have salads.
Oh my goodness. We make salads.
You ain't gonna sit there.
Salads.
You can't be trying to act with your stomach growling. You know what I'm saying?
What's that noise? I keep hearing in the back. Oh, that's my stomach. Yeah.
Try to
make sure.
Yeah, it's something small, but it's like people appreciate that. It shows that you went out your way a little bit. You care about what you're doing. You ain't just gotta be out here like the Long Ranger. Go ahead and you can't throw me a bone or nothing.
Yeah, something to eat. I read that before too. Like if you don't have a budget, always try to feed the cast.
Right.
If you don't have a budget, just try. That helps them out a lot.
Yeah, because you don't want to go in people's neighborhoods and then you're filming and then see y'all later. Bye. It's like, dang, y'all just use me.
They be lined up. They be lined up.
Even something as simple as a bottle of water.
Yeah. Give out
somebody a bottle of water. Especially if it's hot. Gatorade water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because people we're simple and we want to help out and do it. Because this is a movie. You don't care how big the movie. They just know a movie. Yeah. The news camera come around. You got people want to get in the camera because they want to see themselves on television.
Yeah, I was filming next to the news camera the other day. With this segment, I was filming next to them, and the Caucasian lady, she had the same camera, the same hookup I used, and she's like, "Oh, you too?" I was like, "Yeah, me too." And they had a rig out, but they mainly pulled from this. Yeah. And people would be surprised that you can film a whole movie with this.
Everything. You don't even need all this expensive $5,000-$6,000 cameras and stuff. These phones, you spending $1,000, $2,000, almost $2,000 on these phones. Yeah. That's all you need.
I'm very excited about when they see this because a lot of people don't know that I film with this. So, unless they're in it, and so I'm excited for them to see what we came up with.
And is that a multi-camera usage or is it literally one?
It's literally one. We getting all the angles. Sometimes we might put another one up, but most of the time it's just me.
Most of the time it's one.
Yeah. Just get the angles. It's fun.
I'm
running around like I got a battery pack, and some days my battery pack get lower and lower, but I keep pushing. But when I hear the last word that say that's a wrap or a cut, that's when I get real sleepy.
Because you got that adrenaline going now.
Yeah.
Adrenaline.
But I hope that everybody goes around and see the murals. We have one mural that's on Preston and Milton, and then we have one right across from what we just did for the neighborhood park. We'll put one up, but the one that's on Preston and Milton has a lot of the cast members on the wall.
And I ride because Sean, that's where Sean live at. I ride there almost every single day, and I'll look. But now you're saying now I'll pay attention. You know, you look at things, but you don't pay attention to somebody tell you about it.
Yeah.
I ride up. That's the way I come back and forth over West is Preston Street, going over Sean's.
Right.
Yeah, so actual cast members. And if you go on Druid Hill and North Avenue,
Druid and North Avenue.
Baker, you said the one with the gun and they said kicking indoors, that's ours because there's the one next to it with flowers, and that's not ours. But the one with the gun and the police officers on it,
So
and him, you'll see him.
Okay.
The mic.
So this one, if I'm coming down North Avenue, going over East, over there on the right.
You
coming down Druid Hill.
Oh, so when you're coming down Drill, is actually on Drill, not North Avenue.
Yeah.
No,
All right.
yeah, it's on the left side. Well, where the Umar boxing.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you.
shout out to Umar because he plays in the movie too. I forgot about Mr. Umar,
Yep.
Mr. Melvin. What's his name? Marvin McDowell. Umar, he plays in the movie too.
Okay.
Okay, so I saw the mural. I didn't put it together.
Mm-hmm.
When
I
I
didn't
drill,
put it together what it was, what it was saying because I'm driving. Right?
Yeah.
and
But
that's
definitely you got my attention for the next time that I ride
The
by.
one with the cops' outfits on,
Okay.
and then there's one with the cop outfit on. He's on there with the microphone, and then there's the jail bars. We're representing some people that's in jail. We represent the music. We chose that area because of the musical background of Pennsylvania Avenue, the Space Club, all that.
Cobb Calloway.
Yeah, we're right by Cal Calloway Field.
Yeah, they got his mural over there
Yeah,
too.
so we're right there.
Trying to get rid of that home. It might have already started with demolition over there.
They did. Now it's
Oh, that's
fence
not
around.
Yeah. See, I haven't been through that little
Yeah.
area in a minute.
Yeah, we were there doing all that. It's been September makes it how many years? They've been
That mural over there,
Mhm.
2 years on the first one, and about a year and a half
because one right behind it.
on the second one.
And then the third one, the basketball legends, Baltimore basketball legends for Mr. Gregory Branch, his foundation. We got to my grandkids, they put a wall, and they commemorated the guy who died named Rick, Pat Chase Club on that corner.
Yeah, Ricky. Yeah, I know his son.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we put his picture on the wall.
Yeah,
And with this one, went through the hood, picks up and make it look better.
yeah.
And most of it is geared toward the film. You'll see a lot of actors throughout the city. We're going to do one more this summer, but we know what we want to do, but we got to find the correct place to do it.
So that's great. So now everybody know that, because a lot of times you see these murals that's popping up and you just think, oh, somebody just painted. But now you know the meaning behind all of these things.
Yeah.
So that's on Drew Hill and North Avenue,
Mhm.
and you said Preston and Milton as
Mhm.
well,
And then there's one on Biddle and Bradford.
and Biddle and Bradford. So y'all guys, now y'all know when you ride by, you see the murals, you know what it's about now.
I'm trying to figure this out. So is the mural advertisement for the movie, or was it to beautify the city?
Oh, we
A
did
little
both.
bit of both.
Thought that they would
Yeah.
beautify the city.
Yeah.
And I swear it seems like I killed so many birds with one stone.
Mhm.
What I'm really interested in is I would probably get a hell of a business because I'm talking about putting up murals
You beautify the city.
Yeah.
to have you got a production,
Mhm.
and it's like advertising to a production,
Right.
but it's beautifying the city. And I know there's something to some phone calls, there's some paperwork to get a mural up.
Oh, yeah.
There's phone calls and something to start filming. You got to contact somebody, and I'm thinking this sister, this brother,
Let's
do
work.
y'all do business classes? You know what I'm saying? Do y'all teach
Nah.
what y'all know? There's children involved. There's partnership
Lots of kids,
involved. There's business involved.
Mhm.
I'm like amazed
Wow,
over
see what
here
you're saying.
sitting.
Yeah,
there.
the parents
See
show
what
up
y'all
and they sign up
kicking.
for their children.
Yeah.
They sign their paperwork. The parents show up. You can't film your child because you're underage. They
Yeah.
show up. Everybody come on. They sign a release form, which all of the release form does is let me know I can use you on any platform. I can use your likeness, your brand, and your and any type of picture I want to put
Is
it on.
this any business advice y'all would like to give the watchers?
Get that paper signed.
Get the what time?
Get that paper signed.
Okay.
Get
Might
that
have said
paper
that the other
signed.
day too.
Get the paper
Get that
signed.
paper signed. And if they don't sign the paper, you can also film them telling you, my name is so and so, so and so. I would love to be in your project. You can record that, keep that for your purposes. But I always try to get that paper signed by parents, especially parents and people who are going to be in it.
That paper is the talent release
Yes.
forms.
Yes. People change their minds at the last minute.
You're going to be put on social media, and
whatever platform
you're going to be on a film, and you're consenting as an adult that I give you the rights to put me on these different platforms.
You can turn TV on, see yourself, like, oh, well, I did sign that paper. Yeah, that's where I am at.
Yeah,
I'm on YouTube. Oh, YouTube is like YouTube, Tubi, all that, prime time, all it's the same thing. It's just a platform.
Right. I went to the machine one time, the mark machine, to go get a ticket. It's fucking me on the picture. Right on the screen. And I remember that they came and they filled a piece of paper that we had to sign the paperwork. They like, we're going to take a picture, but I never seen nobody take a picture. So the lady was on the side of something, take a picture. So I'm at the machine, bam.
Yeah.
And they got the little screensaver thing come up. And it was us sitting there.
Take a picture of me.
Yeah, but I keep using these phones. But I'm like, tell everybody, man, go down there. Look, I'm on there.
Yeah. It gives them permission to put you where they see fit, where it need be. So we have a lot of people movies too. We have movies by Tom. I'm gonna say his name wrong. Help me out. Thomas Leahy. It's called Pinnis. We play cops in it.
Okay.
And we're excited because that comes out September the 17th at the Hortz.
Penance?
Penance. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie too. We play cops in it. We have small roles in it. We just came to help out our buddy, and we also used our mural as a backdrop for this movie.
Okay.
So we're excited about that.
You said it's gonna be at the Horse BWI.
Okay. What was it? What's it called? Nursery Lane.
Yeah, Nursery. Yeah, that's too far with the airport.
5 p.m. on September the 17th.
Okay.
So we're playing that movie.
My mother's birthday.
Whose birthday's that?
Yeah, my mother's.
Oh, okay, my dudes. It's a lot of movies coming out there. I forget what I've done, but we played in, helped out. When you concentrate on yours and then you take away some time to go help other people. Like it took me a while. We own this city. It took me, I think, about 4 months to do all the background I did different times. To take away from me to go do that, but also to learn when I got there to do that.
Yeah.
So I took away some things I learned. You know, I met some people. A lot of people that play in the movie actually came to play in our movie.
A lot of networking.
Yeah, so that was
fun. So you basically didn't take no time off.
Yeah, I still have fun.
You're still working.
And then with the time I missed was the time I got paid for being on the show. Okay. So I missed time at work. I work for myself. Yeah. And so I put back those monies that I missed. Some of it anyway, not all of it, but I would have done it for free. I love doing it. So
exactly. So
and I love this show. Street Talks.
Hey, shout out to Street Talks.
Shout out to Street
Talks for having us, man.
we really appreciate y'all stopping by. Like, what else do y'all have coming up real soon? I know you said about September the 17th, kicking in the doors. You know, y'all have a drop date for that as well.
No, we don't have a drop date.
Okay.
We're nearing the end. I had a mental. What do they call it when I have?
Epiphany.
No, I had the goal. My goal was to be finished in June.
Yeah, right. Okay.
That was my mental goal.
Okay.
But we went past a little. I'm not upset because I felt like, I pushed hard. I got a lot done.
Yeah.
With all the diversity and all what's going on with the COVID and all that good stuff. Some people getting sick, some people not being able to show. People had babies, things like that happened.
Yeah.
We got like 90 something percent done. And I'm excited. I needed to find this other location, which I found part of it today when I walked in here. When I walked in here. So
say this.
we ready to wrap it up.
Yeah, when it come out, it's gonna be right on time.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Exactly.
And we're not procrastinating. Baltimore stepped up.
Yeah.
We're not procrastinating. I'll tell you the story real quick. That this guy was on. What's the lady? You said, I'm looking at her now, babe. I said, she lost weight. What are we talking about today? On the show. Oprah had this guest on the show. And the guy took 10 years to write this novel. And his family was naysayers, and so was some of his friends. And they were like chitter-chat, be like, yeah, he's still writing that book. Oh my God. And he was making jokes behind his back. He's still writing the book. Yeah, that book. And, he ended up being a multi-millionaire from that 10-year book.
Hey, Rome wasn't built in a day.
No. And I like that segment of the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? Yeah. So I took my time. For me, I feel like I want to make sure things are right. Whether they don't meet up to your expectation or yours, or whomever it is, it meets up to mine first, and I feel good about it.
It's your baby. You want your baby to go outside and look
it
good.
Took you 3 months to write the book.
Yes.
6 months.
Yes.
2 books in 1 year.
Yes.
If that fool was my cousin and he took 10 years to write that damn book, I'd be looking at that nigga sideways too. I'm just saying.
You just saying, Bryce have more to add to it.
Did he work at the post office?
Yeah. But you know, he had a story behind it.
Yeah.
I need to hear the story because he's working at the post office. What is he doing?
I'm glad you brought me back. You brought me back to the end of my story. I almost forgot. I do that. One way. You brought me back. You know what he said about that? People said those things. You're saying he said he could go through. He could write what he wanted to write. He had to go through. They say we live long enough, you learn. He had to see things happen, and those things that he was trying to document and make stories out of hadn't happened yet. Okay. And so he had a collaboration of 10 years of work, and then boom, and look at that masterpiece. Even Alex Haley will tell you if he was still living. Alex Haley did the same thing with his book. Roots. It took that long to write that.
Y'all eating good this Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
We got the adobo on there. We got the sazon on there. Mm-hmm. We got the Old Bay. I mean, we got
old people. We got okra. We got new people. Shit. We got
they eat crab legs
it's
in this
quinoa, right? It's quinoa. I know it ain't old. It's new, but I ain't hear about it back then. I ain't about it now. They'll tell me it been out. I'm like, he's full of shit. Yeah, right. Quinoa been nowhere. Right? It was rice back in the day. We got that quinoa. It's a
little small. Just rice chopped up. That's all.
Yeah. Listen. She tried to kill me with some couscous. I never said I like couscous. She tried to kill me couscous.
It looked like it's like a grain. It's almost.
It's a Spanish dish.
No, you see, like it look like got that big bowl.
I've seen that. Yeah. But things take time to marinate. They take time to come to fruition. But we can't rush what God got for us. And people say to me all the time, I just got this. They're gonna lose the T. They're gonna lose it. And they say, and they can. And they can. And it's not for them. I'm gonna give you the best I got. He's gonna give you the best he has. My actors and actresses are gonna give you the best that they have. And when we roll it out, make sure you push like, make sure you share.
See that sneaker book right there? Mm-hmm. If you ever look at a shoe documentary, when the shoe come out, they probably was. That shoe probably was 4 or 5 years in the making before they released it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Right. It ain't like they got an idea and boom, I just put it out. And you gotta look at these phones. Like they put they up to the iPhone 13 and 14 is next. Everybody wants to know what's going to be on that iPhone 14. What's going to be, some of the features it has. When is it going to release? You can't tell them because guess what? Samsung sitting there. Yep. What you going to do? You gonna have this feature on this one?
And I'm sure Samsung gonna be behind iPhone some type of way. iPhone, then it's Samsung.
Android here, man. People talking about this. I mean, you try to beat me up all the time about that Samsung. We beat him up on the iPhone.
I ain't gonna talk too much about
everything
that is the little brother. Android, the little brother.
So some people love Android.
We're gonna grow up one day.
I love
disabled kids. We love Android.
Yeah, y'all.
Okay, you think disabled?
Look, she was real.
Y'all the bougie brothers and sisters, big brothers and sisters.
That's what y'all with.
Everything takes time. Like this podcast, I'm sure that you guys put your planning together when you decide to bring on your first guest or what have you. You planned it. This is a beautiful place.
I like
this. Look at this. These I give you a good one. These paintings from your brother. I'm sorry, what's his name again?
Jermaine Gibbs. Shout out to Jermaine Gibbs.
Shout out to Jermaine Gibbs. I was struck when I saw them. These paintings came from different places. They didn't happen overnight. Traveled to get, I'm sure, different places he went. Africa being one, as I found his page overnight. You can't rush his paintings. The wall not built for him. He has to get more experience of where he's going, more knowledge, more memories, and they're gonna be on this wall. They're gonna cover this whole wall, and you can't expect for it to get covered overnight.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes time, man. Like I say, it's your child. When your child go outside, you want to make sure your child, the hair is nice, clothes is good. If you're outside representing me, you want to make sure that's going to represent you.
Yeah.
So it takes a little bit of time. You ain't gonna rush that food in the kitchen.
And I'm excited to say that it's almost over.
It's coming. And then when it's over with, you can just like.
It's almost over, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm so excited about it.
We can't wait for it's over with. We can't wait for the premiere.
Yeah,
it's coming soon.
It's coming. I don't know when they're gonna fit. Man, had 10 different premieres, like whole cities in this movie.
Yeah, you can open the jumbotron down the chicken box. Roll farm spot, the chicken box place. Yeah, you can get that jumbotron out. You can sit right on down there. You can do it.
It's a lot of people, and they all gave a lot.
Yeah,
they gave their time. So
you out there and y'all got somewhere y'all want to. Matter of fact, the city been loving. Y'all got the city been showing them love.
Yeah.
Y'all got a facility, nice, like down. What's the Hippodrome? Yeah, nice place. Hippodrome. Reach out, Hippodrome. Hey. Filmmakers here in Baltimore, reach out. We need that premiere. We need the lights in the sky.
Yeah.
Baltimore.
Exactly. You got the Center Theater on North Avenue.
Right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Trying to put those lights out.
Yeah. Everybody let us use their locations. We thank you. We had a big mock funeral at the church. Mr. Melvin Russell preached.
Okay.
And that was beautiful. It was very special because what I did was I had my nephew's mom. Because it's been 1 year since my nephew died, and they found his body in the abandoned house. And what I did was I let her come speak for the young person who OD'd in the movie, and she spoke as though that person was her son. She was able to release some things.
Wow.
She was able to say what she felt about the opiate use here in Baltimore, and she was able to talk about what the law enforcement isn't doing to eradicate these drugs.
And that's one thing we didn't really touch on much today, but I want to, when the movie dropped, we got to come back. We definitely going to talk more about the opioid in the city. We're going to talk about all the drugs, that's flooding our city, and treatment, police, good and bad.
Police.
Yeah.
So we want to talk.
Thank you for letting me use the recovery center. You know who you are, off of Falls Road. Thank you so much that I was able to film the NA meetings that we have for the young ladies who are on these drugs. I'm trying to show what is happening to our youth, and they are on drugs. They are in a hurting place right now.
It sounds like that, like you're saying, you're getting more help than not, than more people than pushing away. Everybody that's pretty much just stepping up.
Yes.
Using, coming in, because those meetings.
Yes.
It's like closed doors.
Yes.
A lot of people want to come in those meetings. It's great that they open those doors up for you.
Yes.
That's
they
great.
give us an entire center, and so we're able to film the young ladies in the recovery center. So
that's good.
And that's one of the ones who are she's really going through her own recovery. She's one of the actors. She's one of the very best actors I have that are playing the role of an addicted person. She learns her lines, and she gets mad at me when it's not her turn anymore. When you're gonna call me? I'm like, I just called you last month. I'm on someone else right now. So they're eager. They're enthusiastic about it.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. We really appreciate
y'all
stopping by today, and y'all dropping all these jewels. And like you say,
thank you.
Hippodrome.
Thank you guys.
Center Theater.
Oh yeah. We did the center twice. We did the center twice.
So 3 times now.
Yeah.
One of these, these theaters is out here. We got filmmakers right here, local, DMV.
Put the contract together, right?
Go ahead and do it.
Show
Let's make it happen.
Bring senators back, bring all the theater companies back that want to show Baltimore.
Exactly. Black-owned movie theaters out there. Hey, we like to spend money. We come out and we play. We love.
Thank you so much for finding me. You're looking for me on social media. Thank you.
We really appreciate y'all stopping by, dropping some jewels here today. Feel like
free talks, baby.
I'm full. I didn't eat nothing. We ate Sunday dinner the day before.
And look.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're bad for
Exactly. Al Bundy in a minute, but everybody evil. Watch me go Al Bundy. But I really appreciate
How do we follow y'all? How do we stay in touch with y'all?
Okay. You can follow me on __ TERESA Davis __. So it's 2 underscores Teresa Davis and then 2 underscores on every platform. Just put in Teresa Davis.
Yep.
You can follow this guy here on what?
James Media Pope. JamesMediaPope. James Media Pope on Instagram. James Media Pope on Facebook. I don't have Twitter no more.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
if you guys watching this on YouTube, you know, look at the bottom of the screen. You got it going at the bottom of the screen. You go to and just give me a couple of hours or whatever later on tonight. You go to streetstalkpodcast.com. I'll put a link up to the YouTube page as well. So be a little bit easier to find. But like I said, it's been really great for y'all to stop by and blessing us today. Y'all brought a lot of knowledge ahead.
Thank you so
really
much
appreciate
for having us on this big show, man. This is awesome.
it.
Your anniversary, happy anniversary, August for these guys.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And we definitely got to do this again. We definitely got to do it again.
Absolutely.
And y'all tune in. This show we're going to rebroadcast this tonight. And we're going to run it all week long. So check us out on YouTube, Streets Talk Podcast and Streets Talk Podcast Network. Check us out Sunday dinner. We out of here. We really appreciate y'all stopping by. Peace out.
Go wash your hands.
Yeah.
Like that. Man.
That was good.
Wash
That's
your
nice.
hands.
That